Script started. Dependencies loaded. Booting Series 13 of the Year of Shame Challenge. Please wait.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode, I think it's the August, maybe September episode of Year of Shame 13. With me I've got Paul. Say hello, Paul.
Hey mate, how you doing?
Not too bad. And we've also got Ben. Say hello, Ben.
Hello. All right, how you doing?
Okay, pretty good. It's been a bit of a break. Apologies to anybody who's been avidly waiting. Let me see, what have you been up to, guys? So, Ben, what have you been up to?
It's been, well, just when we finished the podcast last month, I uploaded it literally the day before I got on a cruise ship to the fjords for a week. So we had a big family holiday. So that was literally straight off the last podcast and into that. So amazing neck of the world. Really, really incredible. Definitely want to go back. We've seen parts of it, but not all of it. And I'm desperate to go back there now. It was probably one of the best holidays I've ever had. People go on about how beautiful the fjords are, but until you've kind of seen it, the pictures really don't do it justice. It's amazing. So that was the first week of the month. I also, one of my favourite things I did on that, there is a spa on board, and all of my family got up and went on that lift we said about, the cable car. I completely chickened out on that one, as expected.
No.
No, I looked at it. It got off the side of the ship and looked up, and it was like, no, that's not happening. You could literally see the building was like a speck in the far distance on the side of a mountain. It was like, I can't be doing that. No. So they all went and did that, had a great time. I, however, went on the ship and went to the spa, and they had an offer on for the day because it was a shore day where I could have, I can't remember what it is now, a full shave, barber shave, a face massage, an Indian head massage, and a shoulder massage for 50 quid. So I went in there, they put me in a seat, span it round, so I was looking at this big window at the side of the ship, looking over the fjords, and I got pampered for an hour and a quarter. It's great.
Yes, not bad.
So they all went and enjoyed themselves, and I sat on a boat and got a massage. But, hey, you can have what you like. Then I went and played on my Steam Deck afterwards under coffee. So that was only, but I probably did make the most of the holiday on that one. But otherwise, insane, amazing. If you can get to the fjords, go and do it. It's unreal. It's really, really cold to stand on the front of the ship in the evening when you're going through it, on the very front with the mountains, but no one else was there, and just the dead silence and just waterfalls either side of you. Incredible.
Oh,
wow. So we did that. So that was, then we had the summer holidays, which was obviously kids off school, running around, spending time with them. They went back to school, and the entire family instantly got ill, because my daughter can pick up any germ that exists. So we're kind of like, I haven't spoken to you guys probably a lot this month because I've just been ill, is the honest truth, or doing work. Whilst I've done this month, I bought a new air fryer. I am the appliance man this month. Bought a new air fryer. I had a flip down door one that was like an oven that was trash, made by Tower. Sorry, Tower, but it was trash. And we got this new one, and it's amazing, and it cooks everything properly rather than burning one end and making the other end raw still. So I'll put, if anyone wants a link to this air fryer, because it's currently on deal, I'll do that. But I'm not saying more than that. I'm not getting commission from them, so there. That's my month, to be honest with you. It's bizarre and short, but there you go.
Okay. Paul, how did you get on?
Yeah, I've been up to all sorts, really. We hadn't had a holiday in a number of years, probably 3 years, literally 3 years, in fact, because it was like literally 3 years since we moved. There's been a few things going on in between times, which had kind of stopped us going on a holiday, but we finally managed to book a nice holiday. We went for 2 weeks to Egypt, which was really nice, stayed in a really nice hotel. We have been once before, about 6 years ago. It's not normally the sort of thing I like to do. I like to go somewhere different, but my brain was so drained. I just didn't have the energy to put into reading millions of different reviews to figure out that wherever I'm going to is actually going to be really nice. The place, nice food, lovely staff. They can't do enough for you. The guests as well. The good thing, the place is actually adults only. It's not that kind of adults only. There was no keys in bowls or anything like that. It's just that
I'm not saying
no
anything.
one up. Yeah, it's
Off the table straight away.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So we had a really nice time. I did a couple of things as well, such as I went diving, which was good. Normally I just go snorkeling. I always assumed that diving was going to be like a 3-day thing, which I'm not prepared to do, because you're meant to do like training and then you get like a certificate at the end, etc., to say that you've passed your basic or whatever. So, but as per usual, when you first arrive at these destinations, you are generally, although they're very polite and they don't come back more than once unless you ask them to, you'll get different parts of the hotel departments come round and speak to you while you're on the sunbed. So you'll get one guy come round, he's offering you massages. You get another person come round, he's offering you other kinds of services, such as like, do you want to go on different trips? Not them kinds of services.
What, better than a massage? Wow, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're all priced. The massages are actually good. I did negotiate with a massage guy, but they're very. I mean, I'm a buyer and a seller, so I understand haggling. So I'm not out of my water when they come round trying to, get the best price out of me. So anyway, this guy, he comes round, and they've always got their book, their invoice book. Oh, look how much I've just charged somebody over there for the same thing. So I know the missus, she likes massages. So she gets bored. It's the thing that keeps her going, like, oh, I think I'm going to have a massage this afternoon, you know what I mean? So she goes and has a massage or whatever. But they started off and they wanted something crazy, like about £80 per massage for like a 55-minute massage. Now in the UK, they ain't that. So anyway, what I always do, I've figured it out already. How much is a massage in Egypt? What is the local price? I mean, you're not going to play the local price because that's more for local people, but it's generally about $15 it suggests, yeah? Of course, it's not in US dollars when you get over there, but they do want English currency or American currency. They don't like the Egyptian stuff and they don't want pound coins either. They'll just throw them back at you almost.
Oh, that's still a thing, is it? I didn't realise. I know it used to be like that years ago, but I wasn't sure if they were still big on the foreign currency. Interesting.
I presume it's maybe the price just keeps plummeting or something. I didn't look at that particular thing. We'd never take any Egyptian money with us in any case. I only ever take English. We've been to Egypt loads of times. So anyway, so it's only like $15 normally. So that's about 11 quid. So I always bring these points up about the actual costs of these things. And so anyway, we negotiate down and down and down and down. And he says, how many would you like to book, etc. So I says, well, what's the deal for, say, 5? The missus, she's there for 2 weeks, 5. So anyway, we negotiate and we get down to £34 per one, which is, probably still 15 quid more than it should be. But you're in a nice hotel. They're not going to go much lower. So anyway, we booked them. That was great. I had one of them, which was really nice as well. You don't realise sometimes how much you need a massage, and it was perfect after that long trip to, well, it's only a 5-hour trip, so it's not that long, but being, sat in the silly airplane seats, crunched in and pulling your baggage behind you and having things on your shoulders all the time. So anyway, that was good. But anyway, getting back onto the diving, this guy had not that kind of diving either. So anyway, we got on to the diving. This guy says, well, if you want to do diving, he says, you can just do an introduction to diving. So I said, no. I says, no, the missus says I'm extremely experienced at that. So anyway, so we got onto the diving again, and he says, I can do that. He says, it's a 1-day thing. He says, what they do, you'll end up doing 2 dives, a 20-minute dive, and then, like I say, like a 30-minute dive. So you go on the boat, and it's a 1-day thing. So I'm thinking, well, that's one step beyond snorkeling. And I'm prepared to do that. It's only a day. I says, and what about, the missus? Can she come along as well? And he says, well, yeah. She can do the snorkeling while you're doing the diving. So I says, well, how much would it be? He said it'd be £130. No, in fact, it was more than that. He wanted £150. And then he says, and she can snorkel for 50 quid. So I'm like almost half convinced. I know I can get it cheaper, sort of thing, but I'm thinking. So I says, well, my brain's a bit tired. I says, come back and see me like in a few days' time. We're here for 2 weeks. So anyway, in between them, we get talking to another couple, and Egypt is a very popular place, is the Red Sea, for divers. So we got, as you do, you speak to all kinds of couples over there. Everyone's chilled out, so they're all telling you the life stories and stuff. And they told us that they're experienced divers, and that they've previously, although they're not doing it this time, they've previously used a local company. So they give us the details of a local company. And they quoted us £45 for my diving, £25 for the missus to go do her snorkeling, and 15 quid to be picked up and taken back, you know, because like you're about an hour away from like the port or whatever. So that works out about 75 quid. So I thought, wow. So anyway, it's a recommendation from somebody you've spoken to. It isn't just something I've picked out of the internet and I've got to do tons of reading up about. So anyway, we booked it and went with them. What a fantastic day it was. But what I will say, I was speaking to a guy he was with his friend, and I says, "Oh, are you doing the diving?" He says, "No, I'm just going to do the snorkeling." I says, "Have you dived before?" I mean, I've never dived before. I've snorkeled. He says, "Yeah." He says, "The first time I liked it." He says, "And the other times I less and less liked it." But his friend, he was like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to do the diving." So this is my like first time diving, and what they do, they give you like say a 10-minute introduction. It's literally probably, it tells you all the different signs you've got to use while you're underwater. Such as like, if it's thumbs up, yeah, you would think that means everything's okay. Well, no, that doesn't mean everything's okay. That means you want to go up. And if it's if you want to go down, it's thumbs down. You would think that means everything's not good. You know, I'm having a bad time. Thumbs down. You know, SOS or whatever. So anyway. No, and if it's not good, it's like a shake of a hand, like this. And if everything's okay, it's like the okay, like a chef's okay, or yeah, you know, magnificent food or whatever. So anyway, there were only 2 other people doing the diving, and it takes 2 people at a time. There was a whole bunch of other experienced divers that had jumped on a boat that get taken like a distance away. I mean, they're like on like a rubber dinghy type boat, you know, like a little speedboat that's attached to the main boat, and then they take them like a distance away so they can scuba dive all the way back, etc. And I tell you what, it's quite the introduction really, because they kit you up, and what they do, they virtually throw you into the water, because what you've got to do, you've got to sit on the edge of the boat, and what they do, you've got to put your hand up in the air, and then what they do, they like spin you round, because what you've not got to do is let your tank on the back hit the back of the boat. You know, like if you just like went in like that, well, your tank can hit the back of the boat, and then that's not good. So anyway, I'm a real wuss. So anyway, he does that, throws me in. One of my flipper drops off. I got all salt water in my mouth. I'm not much of a swimmer in any case, but it's the Red Sea, so you do almost naturally float because it's so salty. So I'm like, oh, no, I don't like this. So anyway, puts my flipper back on. I'm like, anyway, it takes me down underneath, etc. And probably after about 10 minutes, I was thinking, oh, I don't like this. You know what I mean? It's weird. Your ears start to pop and all kinds of stuff. It's a really unusual situation. But once you're down there, it is quite good. But I tell you what, I could not have done it for 3 days. I would not have gone back for day 2 and 3, because it feels a bit like hard work. There's so many different things to ponder and things that are going on. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely an experience, but I wouldn't rush back to do diving. But I would go back and definitely do more snorkeling, because the snorkeling's cool. You know, you get to see all the stuff underneath, and I think that's about as deep as I want to go, really, in future. But I can finally say I've done the diving, and yeah, and it was cheap as well. If you can get a good deal when you go on holiday, it's like £45 for the day. Wow. What a deal, really, for an experience. I mean, you don't get much for 45 quid. Well, it's 34 quid for a massage for 1 hour in the hotel. And, you know, so yeah, but yeah, really enjoyed it and came back feeling a bit more refreshed. But I took a ton of gadgets with me, as you guys know. I took a laptop, I took a Switch, I took a Steam Deck, I took a tablet, a Kindle, obviously, there's my phone. I took a spare phone. There were 2 sets of headphones, just in case I lose a set of headphones. And the problem is with all these gaming devices, these mobile game switches, and it was an OLED switch, is that the sun just washes out the screen. Unless you want to set up a towel on your head, you're not going to get any fun out of it, really. Of course, it's perfectly fine in the room, but we're on holiday. You don't want to spend too much time in the room playing a game. I mean, if you can't sleep, fair enough. On the plane, perfect. But I didn't play a single game. I watched virtually no TV as well. And another thing as well is holiday internet can be quite bad. So I normally buy a SIM when I go across. I'll buy it in the airport. You can get like a local SIM for, say, like £10. But it'll give you, say, 60 gigabytes of data. So if the internet's bad, you'll still be able to do like sort of like your basic surfing. You're still going to be in touch with whatever you need to be in touch with, just in case, maybe work or whatever. So anyway, we got there, and I'd taken the tablet and I'd set it all up so I can watch all my shows abroad, etc. So, but only via streaming. And we arrived, and after something to eat, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. So we got to the room, I set the tablet up, I put the hotel Wi-Fi in, and he's streaming like in 4K. It's like, oh wow, this is perfect. But then you get to like the following day sort of thing. Of course, it's 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing my 4K streaming. Yeah, no one's up. It doesn't dawn on you. And then, of course, you go downstairs in the morning. You're on your phone or something. It's like about 6 kilobits per second because everybody's bleeding it dry. So I couldn't watch my football or anything while I was abroad. But you know what? It's not a bad thing because you take all these gadgets because you think you're going to need them, but really you don't need them at all. My phone, and that's all I really needed, really. So yeah,
the phone thing's really nice to have that sort of like cleanse from a phone. I mean, going on cruise ships and stuff, you don't use them at the sea unless you bought Wi-Fi, which I refuse to do at the prices they charge. It's like £17 a day for the basic one that can open an email. So you end up with like 2-3 days, you just don't have a phone, and you get off the boat for 4 hours, you check your emails, you send an update to your mum and dad with some pictures in it or whatever it is at home, and then you get back on the ship and you turn it off again, and that's it. So you have like 4 hours every 2 or 3 days, and that's perfect. It's nice to have that detox. Fine, I got a Pixel 10, I love it, and I use it as my camera. But that's fine because then you just use it as a non-connected device, which is totally fine. But I agree. The detox from it's really good. Absolutely love it. I never thought I'd love it so much.
Yeah, I didn't watch any TV. I mean, you do have TV obviously in the room, but generally speaking, the channels are very international. You probably get like a couple of news channels that are English. There was actually a couple of good sports channels, but they didn't show the football's games I wanted to watch. But they did show Premiership.
Like ESPN or something, isn't it? Is more worldwide stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it was great. So, yeah, another good thing about the diving as well, he was taking photographs of you while you were underwater. So, of course, you think afterwards, oh, all right, yeah. Of course, they're going to offer you all these photographs at the end. They're going to be like 15 quid for 20 quid. But you know what? They never mentioned the photographs, and they sent them all via WhatsApp. Afterwards, we got like 19 photographs. Bargain. You know what I mean? Sent them totally for free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the ones you sent to us, they were decent photos as well. Really, really nice ones.
Yeah, well, he has to have decent tech. When he goes down, he's got like this. He's got to hold on to it with like both hands, etc. And take his photographs. But yeah, fantastic. I'd highly recommend it to someone to give a try. But yeah, what have you been up to, Brian?
Let me see. Well, we had the summer holidays, so that's about 5 weeks. We in Ireland, UK, and America, we have Halloween at the end of October. In Japan, they have a thing called Odori. It's a festival. It's in June, July, and goes into August, where they celebrate the dead coming back. So they do all this weird dance and weird music. And there's all these festivals that go on all around the country. So we headed down to a small place called Tokushima. It's on a different island. We went by bullet train. No, we got a train from our house, got a bullet train, got an express train, got another express train, then got a local train. We left here at 9 and we got there, I think it was like 4 o'clock in the day or something. It was just all day on trains. But we got to this place and the whole town was rocking. We were there for 3 days and it just went, this festival was going on non-stop. There were proper clubs from all around the country came together just to do these weird dance that they were doing. And then you had, I don't know, people just set up on the side of the street playing music, and you had all these locals and tourists all mixing together doing this weird dance. It was really cool, really hot, really sweaty, but it was really, really cool, if that isn't a contradiction. Recently, I went up Shibuya Sky. It's something you're going to see a lot on if you go to TikTok. You'll see these images of things you should do in Tokyo. It's a 45 story. It's the 45th floor of a building. It's the roof of a building. The wall around the top is glass. There's no roof. So you're on the roof of the building. It's just open and you've got a glass wall all the way around. So you've got a brilliant view of Tokyo. And we went up there for sunset. Great view as the night came in. And then after it got dark, they started playing more of this traditional music. There was a bar there as well. It was pretty good. Went on for several hours just dancing on the top of the building in the middle of Tokyo. Let me see. I had a health check. They do this here. The companies are obliged to do a health check for people. So once a year, you've got to go along and spend like 4 hours in getting blood tests and scans and stuff. So I've had that done. I lost half a day doing it. That was 6 weeks ago, and I still haven't had the results come through. So I'm waiting for that. Hopefully I'm okay. There's nothing wrong.
I'm sure not. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope not. My blood pressure was high. And they kept retesting it and going, no, it's still high. Let's do it again. It's like 5 times they tested and it's still high. I'm like, maybe my blood pressure is high. I don't know. So I'll have to go.
Maybe you're just stressing me out by keep retaking my blood pressure like that's a problem.
Yeah. I'm going to go and do it when it's cool. The weather is cooler and it's not this fucking hot weather stressing me out or upsetting me. Let me see. My cousin came over for 6-7 days.
You've never seen that.
He stayed in Tokyo. So I tried to show him around Tokyo. So I did a thing where you see old traditional Tokyo and then our old traditional Japan and then up to date stuff. So we went to Asakusa, which has the Sensoji Shrine or Sensoji Temple, the big, massive temple. It's huge. It's one of the prime tourist areas is mobbed. After that, then we went to Tokyo Skytree, which is, I think, still the tallest building in Tokyo. The view from it is okay. If you go in winter, it's better because the skies are clear. You get blue skies in winter. It's really odd, but the skies here, it's somewhere sort of cloudy, so you don't tend to have a good view. The next day we went to Harajuku, which is a bit like the lanes in Brighton, or I don't know, maybe Carnaby Street back in the 70s or 80s. It's like all alternative dress style and t-shirts and stuff. And after that, then we went to the Meiji Shrine, which is beside it. That is, if you ever watched The Last Samurai, the emperor in that is the Meiji Emperor. So it's his shrine. After that, then going all around Shibuya, Shinjuku, Roppongi, all these other areas around Tokyo. We went to Akihabara, which is all the tech area. We were talking about TVs prior to the show. And I'm not sure if I sent you a picture. I saw a see-through TV from LG. It looks like a window. You had fish moving along, so it looked like you were looking into an aquarium. The guy was there standing beside it, putting his hand behind it, and you could see his hand straight through the screen. And then he switched to TV, and you could proper TV screen, and they could switch back. And this thing was 77 inches. It cost 11 million yen, which is about 55,000 UK sterling.
Wow. Crikey.
It was absolutely stunning. But it's LG see-through TV. It was fucking... I spent ages just looking at this TV, drooling over it. We went to the Imperial Palace, which isn't all that much. Over here, you're not allowed into it. You can see it from basically a car park a mile away from it. And then we went to Tokyo Tower, which is the Eiffel Tower, but in Tokyo. That was really cool. We hit there around sunset as well, and the views were stunning. We got a drone show afterwards. So we were just walking on the street, and there was a drone show going on, so we stopped to watch that for a while. It was really good. So I hope you enjoyed it, my cousin. It was good. It was hot, especially. We were walking around, I think we were doing 14,000 to 15,000 steps a day on the heat. But I hope he enjoyed the trip. Then the last thing I've got down on my list, I mentioned to you guys, I had drift on my controller.
Oh, yeah.
I cleaned it. I opened it up. I think it's the 4th time I've had to deal with this. And fixed the drift, but the battery seemed to run out really quick. So I opened it up and put the connections all back, made sure all back. It charged up and worked for a day or two, and then the battery stopped working again. So I had to go around and get a replacement. I got the original one again, so just so it fits with the PlayStation. But I'm so pissed with PlayStation. They still haven't put those proper Hall effect things in there.
Yeah, they won't.
In the controllers. PlayStation's bringing out the PlayStation Pro controller with replaceable battery. That's great. Let's put Hall effect sensors in there rather than having, because
replaceable sticks.
The Pro has replaceable sticks, but the sticks are never available. So people are buying them, but you still can't replace the sticks. So I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant about Sony and PlayStation. Should we move on to what you guys have watched? Who wants to go first? Paul, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've watched quite a bit, actually. I watched the rest of the film 28 Years Later, which is about, it's like a zombie apocalypse type scenario. The first half is really good, really well put together. The second half is good as well. But the ending, man, I won't spoil it for anyone, but that is one wacky unusual ending. It was like some, I don't know, it was like some 1970s Hammer House of Horror type ending. It was just weird. It was totally out of context. It was like as if it were glued on. It was something as if it was almost like an alternative ending that had been something that you might have seen on, like the DVD extras or whatever. So yeah, I totally didn't understand it in the slightest. What else did I watch? I watched F1, which is Brad Pitt. Really good film. Really enjoyed that. Well acted. My kind of film, really. It's kind of like he was like a previous sort of like fantastic driver, and he's dropped out of the scene due to various reasons, and it's like a comeback story. I quite like them sorts of films, a bit of a Rocky, that kind of film.
Yeah. Was it decent? Was it actually? I mean, it's one of those things where it looked kind of like, oh, don't mess this up, please, a little bit. It was, the trailers looked okay, and it was kind of, I love Formula One, I love motor racing, but is it going to be just, just a tack-on story sort of thing? It actually works, does it, as a film?
I would say so, yeah. The driving scenes are fantastic. The sound is good. It really puts you in the zone. The missus watched it all the way through. She's not, well, she does like a bit of F1. I'm not an F1 fan, so I didn't watch it for the F1. I watched it more because I want to watch a good sort of like comeback story. So yeah, it held my attention, her attention too. We were both happy with it. We actually saw, I think it wasn't Brad Pitt. There was a one they did a while ago, which is about a couple of F1 drivers, famous F1 drivers. It were about 10 years ago. I can't remember the name of the film.
Oh, yeah, the one that had, that's it. My brain stopped working the second I need to think about it. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was the 70s, wasn't it, instead?
Yeah, the 70s, like...
Senna, was it?
No,
before
then.
that.
I can't remember the name of the guys, but they were real massive competitors at the time. I'm trying to remember the name of them. But I saw that at the cinema, and there were a couple of scenes in that. There was one scene where he kind of almost goes over like a bit of a bump, and he gets a little bit of air time, like as he's going up. And wow, man, when you were in the cinema, you really felt as if you was almost in the car, you'd gone up and then come back down again. It was a real sort of almost virtual reality moment. Yeah, fantastic.
Rush, that's what the other one was called. And it was...
What was it called again?
Rush,
yes.
Which was Niki Lauda and James Hunt.
Yeah, brilliant film. Well worth watching.
That is cool. That is a great film.
So I watched the latest Paul Thomas Anderson film as well, which is called One Battle After Another, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, where they're basically freedom fighters from, like, say, the 1970s or thereabouts. It might not be the 1970s, but it's in the past. It might be like the 80s or something along them lines. And his sort of partner at the time, she's one of the main freedom fighters. He's like into his explosives and such like, and the guy that's chasing after them at the time, this is all like in the first sort of 15 minutes or so, there's like a bit of an incident that happens, and then it goes like into the future, like modern day. So yeah, I won't spoil it, but that's really good film. Really enjoyed that. I watched a horror film as well, which was more like a thriller horror, and it were a film called Weapons, and it's about a school in America where a load of kids go missing, but they all go missing at like 17 minutes past 2 a.m. in the morning. And when they check all like the cameras, everyone's got like a Blink or whatever type camera. When they check all the cameras, what they do, the kids just come out of the house, like put their hands up as if it's like wings sort of thing. And they don't float off, they just run all in the same direction. When this guy does the maths on where they've all run to based on the direction of these and that, and he gets like a thing and he plots it all out. That's a good film as well. That gets good reviews. I've watched a bit of all sorts, really. I'll tell you what, we did watch. We absolutely binged this. I'm not sure if you're into it, Brian, but I can highly recommend Traitors Island. They do an Irish version of The Traitors. I don't know if you've seen have you seen the show The Traitors, where they put all the people in the house?
I've not. All the media is talking about it back home, but I have not seen this. Is it good? Oh,
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There's a guy on there called Pordy, which is a name that didn't make much sense to me because it doesn't sound, So I looked it up, etc. And he's an older guy. He used to work in the prison services. And as you probably know, 3 people are picked to be traitors at random by the host of the show. And he plays it good. He's good, he's Pordy. I'll give him his dues. Absolutely fantastic. So I highly recommend watching that. If you like your Traitors TV shows, yeah, definitely watch the Irish version. I really enjoyed it. We binged all sort of 12 or 13 episodes. What else have I watched? I watched the rest of Finding Love Abroad Season 2, which is really good. And yesterday we watched Naked Gun, the latest film with Liam Neeson.
I still need to see that.
It is actually really good. The heat camera scene in particular, which I won't spoil, is amazing. You just won't believe it. That's proper laugh out loud. At the beginning, it's a little hard to work out whether they're trying too hard. But they're not trying too hard. It does work really well. And most of the jokes do hit home. So yeah, I recommend watching The Naked Gun, the latest film as well. But Traitors, if you get a chance, definitely watch it. And I tell you what I watched just for nostalgia version. Ozzy Osbourne, he died in between us doing our last shows. I watched a couple of episodes of the original The Osbournes, the original reality TV show. And that still hits home. That guy was just naturally funny. The whole household is just hilarious, basically. So yeah, watched a couple of them just for nostalgia. But other than that, not watched a lot else. What have you been watching, Ben?
We've got sort of into where the kids have been ill and stuff for the last month. We get limited time in the evenings before they come down with bogies running out of their face and stuff, going, I can't sleep. And you're like, okay, we'll go to bed then. But we've ended up watching loads of kind of cooking shows more than anything else. There's a show called Next Gen Chef that was on. I think it's a Netflix series, I want to say, which is set in America. Didn't realise, obviously there's the CIA in America. I've probably been picked up on some tracker somewhere for that now. There's also another CIA, which is the the Cooking Institute of America. I don't know how they managed to give them the same names, but basically it's the biggest cooking school in America, and they do a competition on there where these like young chefs come back and who would possibly like alumni from there before and do this competition to get Next Gen Chef and win like $500,000. It's a hell of a prize. Really, really good to watch. It wasn't a massive series, but my God, it was really cool. We really got into it. So we binged that in like the space of about 3 days. So I recommend that. If you like cooking shows, it's worth watching. It's kind of shows kind of the skill that these people have when they come out of like proper cooking schools and stuff. Whilst we watch, new series of Taskmaster started. That's absolutely brilliant. I can't get enough of watching Taskmaster. It's just mindless entertainment. I don't know why it happened, but we ended up watching season 20 of Hell's Kitchen for no reason, which was the first Young Guns one they did with young chefs in it. It's worth watching it just because it's just ridiculous how crap they are. It's effectively The Apprentice of cooking, isn't it, when you think about it that way, to be honest. But that was all right. Cook at All Costs, that's on Netflix as well. You can see when my mind has just been in some trough for the last 30 days, but hey, I've enjoyed it. Gets worse. Great British Sewing Bee. Can't get enough of that. It's basically a sewing competition, but my wife really enjoys it, and I've started watching it as well, and it's like, this is really quite enjoyable to watch. I like creativity, and I've got like an art degree and stuff, so I can kind of see some of the interesting side of it, I guess, from that.
Cool.
We watched that Madame Blanc we said ages ago. I think we've now bought or got a month subscription of a UK TV thing where the next series is on because it's not on Netflix. So we've got to crack on with that this week. Whilst we got other stuff we're looking at watching, my wife's watched something called Wayward, which is also on Netflix as well. Not me at all. It freaked me the hell out because I watched like half of an episode of it. If you know Mae Martin, who's kind of a Canadian comedian, actor, musician, all this kind of stuff. They're pretty well known, I think, now, to be honest. But it's a series about almost like a cult school. And then they are a police officer in this town they've just come into and stuff. It's really messed up and dark. And it is the following sort of what's happening with this cult. I mean, you guys might want to watch it, but I mean, as a general series, it seems very well put together. But it's just genuinely not my thing. But my wife said it's very good. What's the other thing? Oh, the other thing we've got lined up to watch probably this coming week, maybe tonight if we get a chance, is that Thursday Murder Club that came out on Netflix, which is kind of a group of people who do murder mystery nights together, end up getting wound up in what is a proper murder mystery, a murder of someone, and then the film follows that, I believe, and it looks like a sort of comedy. Decent cast in it from memory as well. Pierce Brosnan and all sorts of thing in it. Thursday Murder Club, where is it? Looking at the cast now myself.
Yeah, I heard it's based on a series of books, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. 4 irrepressible retirees spend their time solving cold case murders for fun, but their casual sleuthing takes a thrilling turn when they find themselves in a real whodunit. So, yeah, Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley. There's loads of good actors in there. It looks really cool. So, we are going to watch that this week. So, I think that's kind of where we've been with it. Most of it, as I say, has been taken up with quick fire series stuff, which has been great because we get time to sit on a sofa with a tray on our laps, eat dinner, and watch something for 45 minutes to an hour, sort of between us, or watch a couple of episodes quickly. But yeah, that Wayward, if it's your sort of thing, definitely worth having a look at. And that Next Gen Chef was a really, really good series if you like cooking things. Oh, one other thing. Sorry, we started Wednesday from the very start again. We watched Wednesday when it came out originally and loved it, went straight through it in like quick succession, binged it. And then we got to the point where it was like, right, we need to watch season 2. And we went to go and start it a couple of weeks ago and thought, we have no idea what happened in the first series. It's been too long between. So we've started that from the start again of series 1. And I am massively enjoying it, probably more than the first time round. Really, really well put together series.
Oh, very cool.
So that'd be me. How about yourself, Brian?
I don't really like the whole Marvel Universe thing. I've never really been into superheroes. I watched a few of them. Many were mediocre. Iron Man, Captain America, the Green Lantern. I do like the Spider-Man movies because I think there's a sense of humor. The first Deadpool movie was quite good, and first Guardians of the Galaxy I thought was quite good, but I don't know, I'm not really got into the rest of them. YouTube Shorts kept showing me Thunderbolts, so I thought, okay, I'll watch it and see what it's like. And it's pretty okay. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's not bad. They're basically reject superheroes. They're sent to kill each other off, figure out that they've been sent to murder each other, and then decide to turn on the previous boss. And chaos totally ensues. Some of the actors are quite good. It's all right if you're stuck for something to watch.
I think that's been the general consensus from anyone I've known who's watched it, has literally said what you've said. It's good. It's not great, but it's watchable, I think is the consensus of it. Someone else may say different to that, but it seems to be it's put together, but it's put together-ish as a film.
I wouldn't rate it up, but it was all right. I watched Nobody 2. Have you ever watched Nobody or Nobody 2?
Oh, yeah.
Bob Odenkirk. He goes on holiday with the family. If you watch Nobody, you know he can become violent. They go on holiday for a vacation, and somebody disrespects his son, so he goes and he lays into them, and the whole holiday just turns to violence. It is quite good. It's basically more the same as the last one. I enjoyed it. It feels slightly rushed at the end. You basically watch most of the movies all building up to the last 15 minutes. Like there's nothing, and then just 15 minutes of absolute rush chaos. It is quite good. I thought it was quite good ultimately anyway. Let me see. After that, I watched A Working Man. Jason Statham.
I was about to say, is that a Statham movie? Yeah.
His latest action movie. I watched it so you don't have to. It was terrible. It was boring and extremely formulaic. It's the exact same as all his other movies, just worse. I watched more violence. I watched Ballerina. Do you know this?
Okay, yeah. That's the John Wick thing, isn't it? Is that right?
That's it, yeah. It's Lance Reddick's last movie. It's basically John Wick with less John Wick. If you like John Wick, you'll probably enjoy this. Not quite as good as the first John Wick, but not bad actually overall. Then I watched, this is all movies, so I've got TV shows later, but I watched the movie just to save you. This is truly, truly atrocious. So I've got a quiz based on it, so you see if you can guess the movie. It's based on a gaming franchise, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Okay.
World of Warcraft.
No, it's got an IMDb of 3.2.
That could be any game movie.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Mario Brothers. Assassin's Creed.
No, it came out 2008. The director is a guy called Uwe Boll, Boll. All his movies, like I think 5.5 is the highest of any of his movies, and it definitely wasn't this one. It continues my streak of violence. The games are at whatever the name is, number 6. That's the latest in this franchise at the moment. But there are spin-offs, so there's way more games than that in the franchise.
Mortal Kombat.
That last one was pretty good.
No, it was originally a Crytek game.
Crisis? No, there's not a Crisis film, no.
Although all games have been published by Ubisoft. And then the last 10 years together.
Oh, Far Cry.
Yes.
I didn't even know they did a movie.
I heard this existed, but I just heard it existed and went no and left it. So I am genuinely intrigued.
It is really, really, really fucking bad. That's why there are actors that you'll recognize from British TV, and I bet they regret ever going into this. It is atrocious. The acting throughout most of it is really bad. There's But the story is just fucking trash. Oh man, I just do not watch this movie. Or if you want to get drunk and watch something stupid, watch it, but do not watch this sober. It is really dreadful. I would say any of this guy's movies, Uweboll, his family name. Don't watch any of his movies after this. It's just pure shite. Let me see. TV shows. There's not much left. I started the Alien Earth. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure of it. The attention is not there at all. The first couple of episodes are quite bland. Episode 5 is outstanding. It's really good. It's worth going as far as episode 5 and maybe 6. After that, I wouldn't really go any further. But episode 5 is really good. It's just like watching the first Alien movie. It's set back in space. The attention is there the whole way through. It's really, really well done. And that one episode is outstanding. The rest are a bit bland. I'm not sure where the story is going. I think I finished all the episodes. 5 and 6 are the best. The rest weren't all that good. I think it's the only TV show. There's one other thing I wanted to mention. I listen to loads of podcasts, but there's one podcast I want to mention. I don't know if you saw this. Stu Whitehouse mentioned it in the Facebook group, A Life Well Wasted. Have you guys ever heard of it?
I've heard of it. I think probably from him discussing it, or you mentioned it before, maybe. But
the latest episode was released back in September, the start of September. I think Adamski was the person who introduced it to me first, possibly. But this podcast started in 2009. There's only 13 episodes. But It's about people who love video games. If I had to pick one podcast that was near perfect, this would probably be it. The quality of it is really good. The latest podcast in September addressed layoffs in the industry and also spoke to developers who worked on a huge flop. Came out not so long ago. I won't say any more, but listen to it. It is outstanding. It brings massive humanity to the game developers. It is really, really good. And I'm not getting paid by Robert and Ashley. That's A Life Well Wasted. Go listen to it.
I've just favorited it. Thank you. I'm going to do those. I've got to write a business plan next week at work, so that'll be my headphones things whilst I'm doing that.
Yeah, that's really good. That's all I've watched. Played. Who wants to go first? Ben's drinking something. Paul.
Do you want me to jump on that?
Oh, Ben? Yeah, go ahead.
It's a quick sip. It's fine. I'm back. Don't worry. Right. So what have I played this month? It's been weird. I've been a little bit struggling to get motivated due to just time in general and being absolutely knackered for most of the month, which has been sort of physically draining along with mentally probably as well, is the honest truth. So you get up from work, you just plow through stuff and you're like, I want to do something, but you're just exhausted. So I probably haven't achieved as much as I wanted to. It's been probably my least favourite month of the year of trying to play games and really trying to achieve something for the year of shame, I suppose, more than anything else. I've gone back to playing a lot of the finals this month is one thing I have done. So a lot of the friends I used to work with, we played it as a group before I left. And a load of them have left as well now from the business. We're kind of a lot more segregated, but still talking. But we've all got back together. We're back on as Team 5 for the last couple of weeks, and it's been really, really good fun. It's one of those games I never expected to come from anywhere. It's a free-to-play. I don't pay any of the subscription stuff to it. You can buy battle passes and all that stuff, but you just don't need to. And it's such a really well-put-together game. So I played a lot of that.
That was the finals?
Yeah, the finals, yeah. I think I've sent some videos of it before. It's an arena-based sort of first-person shooter game, and you play it up to a team of 3 or 5. But it's just the physics are really well done, the weapons are really done, the balancing done's really well. I mean, you get the obligatory cheaters and stuff on it, which you can't work. You have to work around as you do with any game, but it's just so much fun. It's just so repeatable. It is kind of the thing. There's a mode on there called Power Shift, and you have to get on a platform, and it moves on a set of rails either to your end of the map or the other end of the map within a time span. So you get more people on it, it moves faster. They get you off of it, it moves the other way, and it's a battle to and from sort of thing. But it's just so playable. I can literally sit and play it for hours on end. I'm really excited as well because the end of the year they have a snowball thing where all the weapons are removed and it's just in one of the cathedral levels, and it's just a snowball fight for 10 minutes, 5-on-5, which is hilarious. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think there's normally like an October Halloween one when you throw pumpkins at each other as well, which are grenades. So they do little things. So it's a really good game considering it's a free to play. Apart from these people who will buy your skins like Fortnite or whatever you want to do it, you can do that. You can throw money at it, but you genuinely don't need to. It's really great from that perspective. So yeah, as you can see me kind of spouting about that, I've really enjoyed that month, and it sort of kept me afloat, I suppose, really.
That's good.
What else have we got? Circuit Superstars. You probably saw the picture when I was on holiday last month. I put on me playing on the Steam Deck. It's this little like isometric top-down racing game, but it feels like Micro Machines, but they've added physics and weight to all the vehicles and stuff in it. So it kind of almost feels like an arcadey top-down sim. It's really weird how they've done it, but it's a lot of fun. I'm playing through that, but the racing leagues on it are long. You end up with 10, 12 races in some of the leagues, and they make you do 15 laps per race as well. So it's not a pick up and play it quick because you're going at it for quite a while, but very well put together. Well, I've got to. I'm now on the final tour, or the final stack of races on Forza Motorsport 7. So that's another Forza nearly done. So I'm quite chuffed about that. Motorsport 8 I play weekly with Kev, who we've done last year's podcast, and some other friends I used to work with. Gran Turismo 7's had a big update. I played a little bit of that. But mostly I've played an absolute shed ton of Overcooked with my family as 4-player, which I know I mentioned to you guys about us possibly having a multiplayer stab at it for some fun at some point. I mean, it'll either ruin our friendship or we'll enjoy it, one of the two. That's how Overcooked works. But it's such a cool game. I love the Overcooked series. I think as though we have it on like 4 platforms in our house. And there's the all-you-can-eat edition was the last one they came out, which was the first and second game and all the DLC in there as one big package, which means you get loads of extra levels and stuff. What else has gone on? Child of Light, I am literally at the last 2 bosses, and I hadn't played it since we'd done the last podcast before I went away on holiday. I went back to it, and I have totally forgotten how to play it. Literally, I'm completely useless. So I've got to go back and sit there and just get beaten up with the normal enemies, I think, for a little while and work out the dynamics and how all the group works and stuff, I think. I know you obviously have your healers, your damage makers, all that kind of stuff. I've just got to remember it all. It's right. I can't talk to you on here. I'll talk to you afterwards. I've got to a bit and I can't work out if it sent me on a wild goose chase and I don't have to fight something and it just keeps killing me and the door isn't behind it, or I have to go that way to get to the end. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Infamous Second Son. I did set it to install. I haven't started it and I apologise. So sadly, that's kind of where I haven't got to anywhere with that one. So the monthly game, I've sucked this month. Everybody's Golf will be coming later on in the games that have been released, but I love Everybody's Golf games to the point where my oldest was born, and you have to sit downstairs with the baby at like a few months old on the sofa at night doing feeding so your partner can sleep and stuff. I played it one-handed for a 3-month period on a PlayStation 3 controller and completed the whole game. And ever since then, I've just loved Everybody's Golf.
Oh, cool. That sounds great.
So I've got the PS4 version, which is now sat on the TV cabinet to put the disc in to go and finish off of that. And I'm interested because there's a new one coming, but I've got to wait out. I've got other ones to finish first. I think that's literally it. Other than, I can't remember if I spoke to you, was it last month or the month before? My wife, and my kids are playing Fae Farm, which is this farm fairy simulator thing. They're playing together across 3 bits of kit. So my daughter plays it on a Switch, son plays it on my Steam Deck, and my wife plays it on the PS5. They all sit together and they've got this world together. The developers suddenly realised they'd run out of money like a month ago and just said, that's it, there's no online anymore. We're turning it all off on the 10th of September, I think it was. And it was like a 2 weeks notice or something daft, which was really gutting. By fluke last night, I fired the computer up to play a quick bit of the finals, surprisingly. And there was a big piece of news at the top of the screen saying, like, good news, we've been bought out by this Canadian studio and online remains, and we're going to do more work on it and put a DLC pack in. It's like, wow, okay, that's a turnout for the books. So
that's good. That's good.
I had very, very happy children this morning when I fired it up and their world all came back and they started playing it again, which was really lovely. So that's not me playing, but it's nice. It was a really big thing. I probably should bring it up later, but it's amazing that something's happened positively on a closure this year, because there's been so much downturn. For someone to go, you know what, let's give it another strike, give it a second attempt at life is awesome. I'm really chuffed with it.
That's cool. If you bought the DLC, would you have to buy it 3 or 4 times to do the family?
Sadly, yes.
Okay, I was just wondering. I don't know how that works.
The first thing my daughter said this morning is like, oh, it's back. When you finish your Year of Shame, you can now buy it for the Xbox so we can all play it. And I'm like, it's probably going to happen, so fair enough. So I'll get another copy of it for that as well. So I have to work out some way then. I have to stream the Xbox to my Steam Deck, put my son on the PC, and then wife PS5, daughter Switch. Yeah, it'll work. I've watched them play it, and it's one of those games you think to yourself, oh, it's just a farm simulator. It can't be that good. And you're like, wait a minute, there's an embedded fairy story behind it as well, and it's like an RPG. Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll go and play that now. So yeah, that might be a New Year's Day. I go and buy it first thing and install it so we can sit in our pajamas and play that, I think, on New Year's Day. We'll see what happens. That's me. It's been all over the show. I'm kind of embarrassed I haven't really achieved as much as I really want to, because this 12 months is meant to be, that's what it's all about. But I have played games, but I just kind of haven't had the full forward motivation to really get into stuff and get through it. It's been a weird one.
No, I've been relieved because every month so far you have done double-digit games that finally either Paul or myself might have completed more games at one point in this year. So that's good.
There's a chink in my geek armor. Carry on. Okay, who wants to go next? Please fire away.
Paul, go ahead.
Sure. Well, I'm usually influenced by the new games that have come out and what people are talking about. And obviously one of the big games that have come out is Doom, the new Doom game. I can't remember the exact title of the latest Doom game. But, you know, in the back catalogue, I've got 2 Doom games. I've got Doom from 2016, was when they re-released it. And I was absolutely stuck on a boss. And I'd given up. So I thought to myself, do you know what? Let's just put it on. Let's give it another go. And I absolutely could not do it for like 25 minutes or so. So I watched another YouTube guide now to do it, which didn't really help. And then I read the comments within the YouTube guide, and they kind of helped and made it make more sense, where kind of like this boss, it suggests that you should be more on top of the boss rather than away to kind of kill the boss. So anyway, I managed to get past it, which was really good, and
well done.
I smashed through the rest of it. I probably put another 4 or 5 hours into it. There were tons of meat left on the bone, and I really enjoyed it. So a game that from 2016, I finally rolled credits on it.
Cool.
I don't do platinums and such, like I'm a bit useless at that kind of thing, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. But then that led me to Doom Eternal, which was at a point which I was equally stuck at, because on that particular version of Doom, there's a lot of jumping puzzles, which I believe they've taken out of like the latest version of Doom. There's less emphasis on jumping around. So I got to the point on the game where there was this section, and it's probably only about 4 hours into the game, you got to kind of like jump through all these different hoops, and then you get to this other part, and you got to swing off these 2 things, then you land on something else, and you jump down. And it just kept, the old muscle memory just wasn't working on it. And once I started to fail it, I just consistently fail. It just gets so frustrating. But anyway, I was determined. I'd finished Doom 2016. I was going to do it. So when I managed to finally do this sort of jump puzzle, get to the other side and survive and kill the baddies to get through to the next part. And then I put about another 6 or 7 hours into that one. And I, based on what I have read, I'm probably about 2/3 of the way through Doom Eternal.
Oh, nice.
Which is
whereabouts have you got to? Well, whereabouts? And weirdly, I'm at a point as well where I'm now doing a push to try and complete Eternal. I forgot about that one actually. It's one I fired up quickly when I was on the PC when I rebuilt it. But yeah, I agree. It's an absolute stunner of a game, but it really does punish you at certain points when it wants. There was a bit I got stuck at as well. I'm just curious where you've got to in it, because I did that check of looking at there's like kind of the named, isn't it, rather than chapter, whatever it is. It's kind of a named section of the game. It's a bit more difficult to work out.
I can't remember the exact look, but based on, I could probably send you a screenshot later, etc. But that game, there's so much meat on that bone. I do play it, as you know, I go for easy mode for the win, basically. But even in easy mode, you will find, generally speaking, you are down to the last bit of health, or you just scrape through. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat as easy mode and allows you to keep on progressing, which is something I find important in a game. I need to progress. If I don't progress, I'm usually getting a little bit bored, etc. But Doom Eternal, yeah, I will be going back to that. That was the last game I actually played at home before I went away on holiday. I have played other games as well. Because Battlefield has been in sort of like, being chatted about, etc. I decided I hadn't completed Battlefield 4 campaign. And so I put that back on and I played another few hours of that. That's really good. Pushed on again. great campaign stories in the early Battlefield games. There's nothing wrong with them. They're well worth playing. And it's a shame not to finish it, so I've still to finish that one. Wild Hearts was leaving PlayStation Plus Ultimate, whatever they call it, Premium. So I decided to give that a little go. I thought, I'm going to give it a go because it's installed on my thing and it's going to disappear off in 7 days. Let's just put it on to prove I don't like it. You know, it's, oh yeah, what a load of rubbish, I'll play it for 10 minutes. Ended up playing that for 3 or 4 hours. Actually really enjoyed it. Going to go around doing all the monster hunting, but it's a little bit more Dark Souls type action really. So I enjoyed that. Because I was going on holiday, I decided to update my Steam Deck, and I do play the Steam Deck through the TV. You can change the resolution on the Steam Deck, so instead of it being native, you can set it to native resolution. So when it displays out to the TV, it might be say like in 4K or 1080p, but the game, you can still scale the game upwards, you know, so because obviously the Steam Deck's not super powerful, but you can usually get a pretty good tune out of it on most older games. I played Quantum Break, which I'd been stuck on Chapter 4 for years. I managed to get through a few more chapters on that. Quantum Break, great game. What else did I play? I played another one on Steam Deck as well.
Quantum Break, the TV show one they did years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the Alan Wake games. You know, it's got a good scenario to it. I mean, really, it's a bit of a cover shooter, really. So you've got, you know, a lot of killing of, you know, waves of bad guys coming along. But there was one other game I played on Steam Deck, and I'm sure I've even made a note of it, but I can't even see it in my notes. So anyway, I played another game on Steam Deck. Oh, Batman Arkham Alpha. I got further on that as well, but I'm now stuck at a boss where you've got to go kill him 5 different ways to bring him down. He's like in his laboratory. I can't remember who it is. I don't think it's the Joker or whoever, but you got to kill him 5 unique different ways to get him. So anyway, I got to that point on that game, but I was kind of tired, so I passed that one up. And then I played a game that Brian had mentioned. I only played it for about an hour or so, but I think it's a sort of game I will definitely go back to, and that's Coffee Talk. I wanted to play something that was a bit more chilled out. I did like it. The story is dragging me in there, that's for sure. And I also like the music as well, because it reminds me of Persona 5 music. It's nice, chilled, great soundtrack. Really enjoyed that. So I will go back and play more on that. And I played a couple of games yesterday. Played Hogwarts Legacy for a couple of hours. That's a great game, that. I mean, that's a must-play game, I think, personally. I'm only about 12 hours into that, but put another couple of hours in, got a little bit further. And then I played more of Infamous Second Son, which was the game that we picked which the Squeaky Wheel had picked out for us last time. I'm probably, based on chatting earlier, I'm about 3/4 of the way through that. Really enjoying it, sort of like parked it up on a boss at the moment. But I am going to go back and play more of that. I do like it. Great game, actually. But other than that, I've not played a lot else. I played a little bit of Bloodborne for a few more hours. Yeah, great. What have you been playing, Brian?
See, I watched a Logbooks stream. That's the League of Gaming Gentlemen. They're also part of the MLG group. I watched a stream with Man in the Menus and Busy Sober playing Returnal in co-op. And I got back into a bit of Returnal. The game is finished. All I'm trying to do is now clear it up and go for platinum. The game is, I keep raving about it. It's just so good. Okay, you can skip forward this if you've heard this before, but the game is so good. For me, I need to find specific items. There are maybe, I don't know, in a level 30 rooms, and you only maybe see 20 rooms when you play a level. So there's 10 of the rooms that don't show up, and I'm waiting for certain rooms to pop up. And it's just basically going through the game again and again. I won't say it's tiring, it's frustrating, but the gameplay is just so good, I'm enjoying it. But at that point, my PlayStation controller started drifting, so I just gave up on it. I had to stop. I was on the Veteran Gamers Discord, and I was talking to Ricey55, and Elden Ring came up. So I thought I should play some more Elden Ring. The game is fucking awesome. As soon as I hear the music, the tension builds in me, because the whole fear of losing souls, losing the currency when you die, it angers me, it frustrates me, and it makes me scared, not scared, but really reticent to do stuff. I creep around slowly in levels, and I love exploring in that game, because the game is huge. I love exploring, but the whole time, like, I creep forward to see if there's anything's there, and get the horse ready to go flying away. But I was on the start, what's it called, the Mountaintop of the Giants section. I had my ass handed to me so many times. I lost so many souls. I'm sort of getting over the whole thing now, finally. But I cleared a whole section, finished it up, and I've now moved on to an area called Mogwin Palace or something. It's underground. I'm going there. I'm going to have my ass handed to me again, but it is brilliant. I could probably, if I stick with the game, I'll probably finish the entire game in 2.5 weeks, probably. I've got about that much left, I think. That's exploring everything. Because I love the world. I love exploring. And then you die and you have to run back to try and collect your souls and then go again, or your runes. So I've stopped because I need to play more games. I played, you mentioned Coffee Talk. I played another game called Neocab. I did not realize that this was a graphic novel. According to Steam, it's a visual novel, about emotional survival in an automated world. And you play as a character who's the last human cab driver. So you're Neocab and you drive around and you end up in loads of conversations. I thought there was more playing. I thought you actually did driving and whatever, but you don't. You just pick destinations and the character goes there. I've had the game for ages. I picked this game up a long time ago on PC. It's on PS Plus, so I played it on the PS Plus. It's not a great game, unfortunately. It was great at helping me fall asleep. The music is so chill, like you were talking about chill music. The music is excellent. Pick it up, play, and I was asleep, which was brilliant. It helped because my sleep is really bad anyway. The story is interesting-ish, but I found it often too long or forced me to carry in people I didn't want to, and you just got punished. If you make one slight mistake, you got really harshly punished because you've got to try and keep a 5-star rating for your taxi company. Graphically, it's pretty. I didn't play it on. I still played it on the PlayStation. I played it on my laptop. It shouldn't push my laptop too hard, but it did, and a lot of jittering and stuff on the screen. But overall, the game's not bad. It's just not great. I played Endling. Extinction is Forever. Do you guys know this?
I've heard the title, but suddenly.
Yeah. I pulled the details from Steam. As the last mother fox on Earth, your cubs need all your care to survive in a merciless world that slowly destroys itself. You have to help them, teach them, and save them. And you should never forget that extinction is forever. It's basically a survival game. The graphics are cute. The cubs are even cuter. Sound is pretty minimal. What is there is pretty atmospheric. But the game lets you loose and tells you fuck all, basically. I found this extremely frustrating. Control is difficult. The jump is awkward. It doesn't seem to work when you push the button. It's like a slight pause. So you got to get over traps. And I basically just ran through traps. I gave up on doing the jump. I also got killed by a human really quickly very early on in the game. I didn't know. There was no warning that this would happen, or maybe I should know because it's a survival game. But the game just gloried in making me feel shit when the cubs started starving or dying and more. So I felt dreadful playing the game. So I felt that if I wanted to feel shit about myself, I could spend some time alone, with my own thoughts, and it'd be far more effective. So rather than play anymore, I just deleted the game, and that's it, gone. No more. I've binned it.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I played Life is Strange. I loved Life is Strange. So I started Life is Strange 2. It was already downloaded my PlayStation, so I started playing. I've Googled and found it was 5 episodes, 16 hours in total, so I thought, why not play it? I played through chapter 1, basically the opening scene, and got totally caught up in it. I finished everything I could play. I didn't realise when I said I finished chapter 1, that was chapter 1 and not episode 1. So I thought I was flying through this game. I finished episode 1, which has maybe 3 or 4 chapters. Finished episode 1, and then it popped up on the screen. If you want to continue playing, it's £25. And I thought I had the whole thing. I thought PS Plus had the whole thing, but it did. And the games came off PS Plus back in March. So all I just played was the demo of the first lesson. So I'm really, really upset because the game really caught me. The story is really atmospheric. It really catches you emotionally, far more so than the original Life is Strange. But the characters are really cool. And the animation is pretty much the same. And I like the music. It's quite relaxed. Let me see. What else did I play? I played the Squeaky Wheel game, Infamous Second Son. I didn't realise it before I started playing it was a Sucker Punch game. And it's basically the one they released before Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, okay. No, I still didn't realise that.
Yeah. I thought the game was alright. Not bad. I think it was amazing. I started found the main character to be annoying after a while. All his quips, I thought they were a bit annoying. I chose to be the good character. Did you choose good or evil, Paul?
You can kind of decide, can't you, as you're going on, whether you're going to do a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. I've mainly stuck to good.
So I didn't realize good is the hard level. If you play bad, you can kill characters quicker. The enemy are weaker to your attacks. So then when you want to play, if you play as evil, you'll have an easier game, apparently. Did remind me a lot of Spider-Man games. There's lots of stuff to collect. Like knock out a camera with like some sort of generator in an area, and then you all the map popped up, and there's loads of stuff to collect. So you've got all the flying drones just to collect your crystals. I had so many collected. I think I had 50 or 70 excess at the end, and I'd maxed everything out. So I don't know. That was more my fault than the game. I should have realised I didn't need to go that far, but it meant some of the fights I was getting to, I was way over leveled because I maxed everything out before I got to them. There was one character I found, an origami. I think it was origami character. I could only play one part of the story, and it's part of the DLC, which Paul mentioned before we started this, that it's actually free on PlayStation, so I could have played it. I didn't realise it was free or part of the whole thing, so I could have finished it off. The fights in the game are quite tough. Some of the fights can be quite tough, but I thought the save system was extremely helpful. The game was good. There's the original movement, the smoke thing, I thought was the best of the whole thing for moving around. But even though you were given their options later on, I liked the game. After hearing it came from the Ghost of Tsushima people, I was hoping to be better because I love that game. But it's not bad. Let me see. The community people, Luke J. Knight said he loved the game. He loved Infamous Second Son. Stuart said he loved it and he played the hell of it when it was first released. And that's all I've played, which wasn't a lot.
It's not a lot, it's quite a lot still.
Paul, you take the throne today.
I completely forgot. I had 2 games on here. I'm further down my list separated. I actually completed this month, which was King of Fighters. Doesn't really count for much. It's a fighting game. But more than I completed it, but literally because if you have a Steam Deck, actually I think if you have a controller on your PC, you can play it on desktop as well. It's a free demo that was effectively the tech demo for the Steam Deck called Aperture Desk Job. It's about 40 minutes long. I know I've spoke wax lyrical to you guys about this already, but it's hilarious and it is so worth playing through for like 40 minutes. It's just complete tongue-in-cheek, basically Portal. So it's a Portal comedy. The robot in it is pretty much like an early version of the robots from Portal, and it explains how the turrets. Well, I don't really explain it. It explains how the turrets were designed and developed that are in the Portal games, but in an extremely funny way, and it is brilliant throughout. It's stupid on so many levels, but I read up looking online afterwards, and people said this is classic Valve. This is what they were when they made Portal versus what they are now. Yet someone brought it forward and did it more recently, but it's so fun to play through. If you get like half an hour free and you've got a pad, so say for your PC or a Steam Deck, just go and have a stab at it because it's brilliant.
Okay, so news. Let me see. We've got PlayStation showed us Wolverine, which looks pretty cool. I want to see the gameplay. Video I saw was just basically a video of the game playing, but not somebody actually playing the game. If that makes sense. I'd love to see more of it. I hope it's more focused like Miles Morales was rather than the Spider-Man game. I got frustrated, like Ubisoft, when they put all these things, little marks on the map, you have to go. And it's one of the reasons I've stayed away from some of their later games, because I will just chase everything on the map and I'll never finish the game. I'll get angry with them and just walk away. So I'm hoping it's more focused than the first Spider-Man.
I agree on the people, someone showing you proper gameplay if it's going to be the big thing. I mean, the trailer looks immense and it does very much have that feel of the Spider-Man games, but the focus was also very much on look how much violence we could inject into this a little bit as well. So I'm hoping it's going to be the same quality of game as Spider-Man is with it in there rather than just tilting the scale the wrong way. I mean, you've got to make it gritty and you've got to add that kind of action violence into it because that is Wolverine's character. So I hope it's more they've just embraced what they need to embrace as it being Wolverine rather than going too far, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, speaking with violence, there's the scene where
Yeah.
he puts his claws through the guy's head. Or I keep thinking, is that going to be like a finishing move? Do you actually get the choice to do this, or is this just going to be automatic? And will it be this? Will there be like 3 finishing moves, and you just see those over and over and over again, or will it be you making the decision so it'll actually be more interesting? Like you can choose what finishing move. I want to see how it plays.
Yeah.
I shouldn't worry because their previous games have all been good. I'm really hopeful for this game. I want to see it, but I want to see it being played.
No, couldn't agree more.
Is it next year? I think it's coming out.
Yes, I believe it is. They haven't given anything official date on it.
No. So hopefully we'll see more. The only other bit of news I've got down is that Microsoft went and shafted every Game Pass customer.
You hear me start throwing things in the background. This is why now, to be honest with you. But
But I don't want to upset everybody.
yeah, I mean, literally, my heading I put down there on my thing, my notes is Xbox Game Pass. What were you thinking? With an exclamation mark at the end. I mean, I get it. Stuff goes up.
Yeah.
And you have the increased price of energy, running a resource center, the licensing of games, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, to make it like whatever it was, like 46% or something on top is just bananas. I don't see what it is apart from greed. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on it of people talking, and I know there's been an official statement from Microsoft now, or they basically put their PR whipping boy out in front of everyone to take a kicking to say something is pretty much what's happened. That man who's paid like $1 million a year to just be the person who gets shouted at. But it was very much kind of like, oh, well, you're gaining and benefiting from X, Y, Z, and you get your day one games, and you'll have access to COD, and you get this. Is this okay? This someone can tell me this. Is there some kind of monthly subscription model to Fortnite? Because apparently that's part of it. Is there a subscription model that I mean?
Yeah, there is your battle pass.
There's seasons, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah, Battle Pass.
I mean, I thought it was something different. I mean, I don't play Fortnite, to be honest with you. But there's a Fortnite Pass or something they're putting into Game Pass. I can't remember what it's called. So it's Fortnite Crew or something it's called. For those who don't play it very often, Fortnite Crew is a service that gives you access to the Battle Pass, OG Pass, Lego Pass, and Music Pass in Fortnite, as well as special items and 1,000 V-Bucks every month that you pay for it. To me, it just sounds like a load of shite because I don't like Fortnite, but this is their thing. They're saying, oh, you get that included in it, but it's just like, but I don't play Fortnite, and I don't want that. I mean, okay, should there be 2 versions of Game Pass Ultimate now, that there's one that includes it and one that doesn't? I mean, should you have the choice to kind of they make it a modular subscription? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too out of the box here, but I mean, just the price hike is nuts. It really is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's great, and the resource itself and what Game Pass does, the streaming, everything else, brilliant platform, really is. Okay, it's been a decent price, whatever it is, like 13.5, 14 quid a month or something. I mean, even if they put it up to like 17, 18, I don't know, people would have probably been a lot more acceptant than jumping into another £10 barrier, going into 20 quids. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I looked online, and this is kind of a heads up for anyone else. There's a lot of places still selling cheaper 3-month subscriptions, like shop2.net and places like that, and you can stack them. So I can't remember what I had to. I had it till January or February next year, so I went and bought another 3 of those and put myself through to the end of next year. And it's like, okay, that cost me whatever it was, 90 quid or something. But if you look at it now, if you have Game Pass for a year, that now, if you're paying the standard subscription through Microsoft, it's £265 a year, which is double. So that is double, Jesus, or more than double what PlayStation's top tier is per year. Which, I mean, no one sat in a marketing meeting and went, by the way, everyone, we're now twice as expensive as PlayStation. What?
Yeah, but this could be bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because PlayStation, they say, well, why do we put our price up?
Well, they just did, but they done it by a tenner, didn't they, or something, which, again, everyone went, ugh, but accepted. But, I don't know, it's nuts.
I had this long chat with Fraser from Seal Podcast.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Corey Doctorow. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's Canadian computer analyst and journalist. He came up with the term, coined the term, is the phrase, shitification, which has been talking about the internet, how it's getting more shit. So Google came up with a really good search engine. Everybody used it. Everybody switched to it. And Google built up the advertising, the AdWords, I think it's called. Got all the companies in it. There was a meeting held in Google, and the emails from the meeting are available. Somebody leaked them. And it shows that they wanted to make more money from searching, so they had to increase the number of searches. But they already had 90% of the world population using Google, so they can't really get any more people. So what they did is they made searches worse, so that people had to do 1 or 2 or 3 searches to find what they were looking for. So they make the service worse in shitifying it. So it sees to me that Microsoft have done the exact same thing. They gave out a deal that was amazing. Everybody talked about being the best value in gaming. Then they picked up, what are they called?
Oh, Activision.
Activision, thank you. They bought Activision. You have to tell me that earlier. They bought Activision, and now they're making the service shitter so that they can maximize their profit for their shareholders. It seems to be just like the same thing again, but I don't know. That's my rant about it. But yeah, it seems to be deliberate just to maximize profit for shareholders because they've got a trapped audience. And whether they go forward and make any more devices, I don't know. So it seems like they're farming that out to everybody as well now. So Xbox everywhere. So they don't need to bring out a new console. They just have everybody on all these devices because they already have all their games there. I think, wasn't one of the Microsoft people said that getting people to move from PlayStation to Microsoft or back again is going to be more and more difficult because everybody has their game library and they can't transfer their game library with them. So it seems like they've got pretty much everybody trapped. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with gaming.
I think to unlock that situation, the thing that traps me really is my saved game. You know, I would possibly buy it again on Xbox, or I'd be more inclined to move along to another system if I could take my saved games with me.
Yeah,
which they don't do enough of that really. I think that's one of the big lock-ins for me. But when it comes to the price of Game Pass, I mean, if you think about it, you know, practically, it's probably the cost of about 4 full-price games. And so if someone says to you, look, mate, do you want 4 full-price games this year, which you probably can resell as well if you buy the physical versions. If you're buying the digital version as well, then you've bought your 4 full games. Or you can have a year's worth of all these other games. I think your average person would probably go with, well, do you know what, I'll take the 12 months, really. I don't agree with the pricing as such, but I understand where the pricing's coming from. But there again, like Ben was saying, there's still plenty of options to buy it cheap. And if you want to go one step further, you don't even need a VPN. If you go into your Microsoft account on your Xbox, and let's pretend you get a key from CD Keys or Loaded, as they're better known as these days, and it's for, say, India or Brazil or somewhere like that, you literally just go onto your Microsoft account on your Xbox, set your country to Brazil, restart your console, then you can redeem your code for 6 or 12 months, whichever you've bought. Then you go back in, set it back to UK, restart your console, and hey presto, you've got 12 months. And it might have cost you about, I don't know, 60 quid for 12 months. So there's plenty of ways in there. If you're prepared to pay their full price, then fair enough, whatever. But there's plenty of ways through that. And also as well, if you've got a pal, you can share that across on 2 consoles quite easily. So if you've got someone that's already got Xbox Game Pass, you can share that between yourselves, no problem at all.
The family stuff is good for me.
So there's ways and means, but I don't agree with it. Percentage-wise, it's like I often have this argument with like the insurance company every year who raise my insurance by their robot, does it by, say, 15%. I ring them up and say, well, the rate of inflation were only 2% last year. Why are you raising it by 14% or 15%? And I argue the toss with them and I always get it to bring it down in price. But the price, it's not terrible when you look at it like 4 full-price games or a year's worth of lots of games.
It's just whether you're going to get the usage out of it. That's always going to be the big thing. I mean, I've put my next year in there as much as my kids play on it. We play on it together, so we all play Minecraft occasionally, and my daughter's account, her son's account, and because I'm Game Pass, we can all play it together in the same house, which is great. But at the same time, I put my eggs in one basket and paid that 80, 90 quid that I paid, because Forza Horizon 6 is out next year, so it's kind of like, I will play that, and that will be 60, 70 pound alone to buy that game for the base version of it now, or 100 pounds for the gold edition. So it's like, well, then that's money is kind of well spent-ish, if you will, for next year, because that covers that game and playing some other stuff next year and the kids using it. So I'll give it that long. Frankly, I don't know if it's going to be that expensive for the whole of next year or whether there'll be some kind of change in it or whatever they'll do. So I just kind of, it gives me the scope to sit there and just sort of play it out a little bit, I suppose, really. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I don't know if you can see it on there, but I got this lovely message last night from Microsoft as well. My phone's turned off. But basically, it popped up from the Xbox app saying, Xbox Game Pass is now even better. Now you get 75 day one releases a year. Already had them. Ubisoft Classics and that. But you get Fortnite Crew coming in November, which I don't care about, and more in-game benefits for your Ultimate subscription. Well, the benefits weren't that great. I don't care about Fortnite, and the other two things already existed. So, great. That's a real good sales pitch, guys.
I believe you can stack up to 3 years.
Yeah.
If you can get them cheap from Brazil or India.
You can get them cheaper from our country as well, and the UK does them. Anywhere seems to do them fairly cheap. I mean, it's just finding not being funny, it's finding the places that have now still got them in stock. But as anyone who didn't tell Microsoft to shove it up their ass, basically went off to these places. I mean, when I bought my ones from Shop 2, the website was running an absolute pig, and it was saying like 300 people are currently buying this at the same time as you, and it was like, I'm not surprised. So I paid 31 or something I paid per go, so it's 93 quid for 9 months. So that's what it's like, nearly like under half the price of what it would be buying it as a standard subscription. It's mental. Well, 3 months would be like, look how it was now, like £14.49 or something.
How much was it last month for an entire year? Do you know? A month.
Yeah.
So was it already more expensive than PlayStation? Top level. But
I think it is slightly more expensive than PlayStation. It must be. I mean, it works out like, well, PlayStation's £120, isn't it? So whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just...
Yeah, the PlayStation's annoying because you can't buy codes for games, or you have to go to Shop 2 and buy credit cheaper and then use that, which is really fucking annoying. But
Yeah, I got the same thing. Mine runs out at the end of this month, my 12 months of Essential. And I think they had £70 vouchers for like 62 a month or so ago, so I just bought that, flung it into my PlayStation account, and went, just renew off that, thanks.
Yeah.
And I'll have £12 left, whatever it is, to use next year when we're off the Year of Shame. So I'll go and buy Ridge Racer.
The cheapest place I find for buying PlayStation credit, I have a Very account.
Oh yeah,
which is like a catalog thing. I never use the balance. I've got the full credit limit, so I'm not stacked up or anything on that. But I originally signed up for that because when you sign up for a new account, whatever I was buying at the time, back in the mists of time, you got something like a really heavy discount, like about 20% discount on something, which you couldn't get anywhere else at the time. So I can't remember what I was buying. I bought something. And so anyway, because you've always got this £1,000 credit limit, some people have higher ones, of course, but I never spend on it, so they don't need to give me any higher. They will often send me, say, once, maybe say every 3 months, saying, you've not used your credit, blah, blah, blah. We'll give you, say, like 50% off or £50 towards £100 spend, to try to lure you into spending some money. And my last PlayStation credit I got from them, it was a £100 voucher. I paid 50 quid for it.
Absolute bargain.
Because of the Very discount code. So if it's almost worth having a Very account. And I tell you what, if you were going to go buy a console, I don't know what the deal is right now, but if you were going to go buy a console, maybe a Switch 2 or something like that, you're in the UK, well then you may well find setting up a new Very account, you can maybe get 20% off of that console just for signing up for a Very account. And you can just, anything that I buy on there, I just pay it straight off in any case. So the 50 quid, it goes onto your account, you pay it straight off instantly. Boom, job done, 50 quid. And I've got something like £200 and odd on my PlayStation account in any case, and they wouldn't allow me to put the £100 voucher on there because I've got too much on there already.
Yeah.
So I'll have to buy my PlayStation subscription in December, when it's probably going to come down, like around Christmas time. They do that deal where it's about 20% off or whatever. So I'll rebuy my subscription then, and then apply my £100 credit afterwards or whatever. But one thing with that as well, obviously you've got to be timed properly, because if you haven't, your subscription isn't just about to run out, or it's in its final month, well then often you can't hop onto them 20% off deals I find in December. And also turning off automatic renew as well, I found can make a difference, because that's when they're more inclined to give you the deal.
You're bang on with the very thing. I think it was the RTX 20 series, whatever it was, when that first came out. Chap I was working with at the time opened a Very account purely to buy a 2070 Super, and from memory, they went out of stock first before any other UK reseller, because he got like 20% off of a brand new card, and they had stock in. So you end up paying like whatever it is, well, £400 at the time, 20%. That's a good discount. That's probably the best price in the UK, isn't it? So
yeah, you won't get better. Because they're there to, it's a signing on deal. And of course, what you can do as well, obviously, if you've got yourself and if you've got your partner, etc., they can sign up for their own account. So you could maybe, you might be going to buy a TV or something. They have deals on there that you won't get better because of the initial discount period option is so good that it's like, yeah, why not? So maybe for a PlayStation 6 or something like that, when that comes out, you could get a whopping amount off of it.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. That was a big topic. It was always going to be, to be honest with you. So, releases of interest in September, the big ones in there. There's been a few of those kind of like, this is meant to be amazing, and then it didn't happen quite as they expected, I think. But Hollow Knight, the last one of those that came out, can't remember the rest of the title on it. But I remember that basically broke every single purchasing platform for about 8 or so hours, and Steam was broken. I never knew there was such a huge following and a load of excitement for it, but that came out last month. And then the reviews were pretty good, not fantastic sort of thing. I know the first Hollow Knight is meant to be fantastic. I've never played all the way through myself. And I think there was a lot of expectations for this one. Maybe it's got better. Maybe they patched it. I need to read up more on what the problems were on it, to be honest. But you look on there and it's like, the second you go onto Steam and it's like mixed reviews, and you're like, uh-oh, that's not good. Especially being so it nearly broke your good.
I know it was extremely hard.
Was it? Okay.
The game was supposed to be extremely hard, so they patched it to make the first section slightly easier. It also has 3 biomes in the game, but you can miss the 3rd biome because you haven't done the right thing throughout the game, so you may actually finish the game early and not have access to the 3rd because you haven't collected the right number of something, or the right one, I think it is. So you may actually miss the 3rd section of the game. So I think people are annoyed with this. But as far as I know, it's very much similar to the original game. The original game was difficult. It was very difficult and obtuse as well, not very clear on what's going on. So I tried the first game, and this was back before I actually started liking hard games, but I played it and got lost because the map was crap. At the start, the map was crap. So I fell off the game very quickly. No interest in getting this one.
Or maybe into it. Maybe that's the reasons it all sort of got the mediocre reception it did. Speaking of games that are hard, and you like hard games, there's a game called Hell Is Us that I was looking up earlier this week that looks like
that looks good.
It kind of gives you Bloodborne sort of vibes from the videos and stuff when you look at it. My notes here were, looks both scary and insanely hard. I'm out. And then in brackets, Brian, you love a game that treats you like a dominatrix. This is just for you.
Yeah.
Returnal vibes all over.
Watching this, it does look good. It does look really good. I would like to try this. Paul, you're on using demos. I'd love to try a demo of this.
Yeah, I haven't downloaded it or anything, but I definitely will.
That would be really good.
I like those kinds of games, especially if they've got an easy mode, because I enjoy the adventure in they're going around the corners, and often the game, like that Lies of P, often the game is still pretty tough, even on the easiest mode. If you're still going to get mobbed. If you just hang around or you can't just go in there hacking and slashing like a lunatic. You still have to have the tactics. It just means that you can take a little bit more time about it, and you're probably going to have a bit more energy, and you've definitely got a significantly higher chance of doing it. So, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a game I'd be into.
Yeah, no, me too. It looks really, really cool, I have to admit. I would definitely be interested in trying this.
But another good one that's come out, I was listening to another podcast, and they actually said that Silent Hill F, which is a new Silent Hill game that's come out, they were actually saying that, unfortunately, one of the things that holds the game back is the inventory system. Allegedly, it's extremely sort of punitive. I'm not sure if it's how many things you can carry or how many health you can carry or whatever it is, but that were their main criticism of the game, regardless of how much they enjoyed it, says the inventory system's really bad. So perhaps that might be something that gets patched out in any case. But Yeah, I think I would like to. I'm not sure it's your kind of game though. Is it Silent Hill Left? Did you like the Silent Hill games, Brian?
I played, I thought it was the first one and the second one, and I don't know, you end up in a school or a hospital, and it freaked me right out. I had to give up. I had to walk away from it. I was playing it during daylight, and I was still getting scared playing it. I just thought, no, my heart and the adrenaline was pumping. I just thought, this is unpleasant. I couldn't. Do you actually like them?
Yeah, I enjoyed. I did play the original ones back in the day, but they didn't stick with me as such. I didn't finish them or anything, but I played the remaster of Silent Hill 2 on PlayStation, and I was totally engrossed. It's the sort of game where it just grabbed me and I couldn't put it down. You know, you do find them games where you can't get enough of it, and I did finish it. It's meant to be multiple endings on that though, but I'm not really that dedicated on most games. If they'll let me reload and then start, chapter 12 or whatever again, and I can go see the alternative ending, then I will do, but I'm not one for playing it from beginning to end. That just send me bonkers after a while. But yeah, I did enjoy it. But Hell is Us, yeah, definitely I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
Another one, you mentioned it earlier as well, Kronos, The New Dawn. That sounds excellent.
It looks incredible, and kind of the art style and stuff looks like it would be pretty spectacular and has a lot of depth to it. It's one of those games where Ben's not going to touch it again because I'm too scared. But I watched the trailer of it last night, and it did just look pretty incredible. As I've got down, it's very much a Dead Space, Aliens, Resident Evil, all sort of wrapped up into one. It kind of tries to bring sort of futuristic and just like proper old school horror vibes to it. It does look very, very good. I would never get through it, but I wish you both immense luck and enjoyment with it.
I'm not sure. It's scary. I love Returnal. We mentioned several times. I started playing that initially. I played, I don't know, like for the first partway through the first level, but I was finding all the noises from the creatures and the insects or the plants was freaking me out. So I actually stopped playing that game originally because I thought this game was going to turn into a horror game. It isn't a horror game. So I don't know. If I get into Kronos, it looks stunning, though, I have to admit.
On Returnal, the way that when you die, I haven't played in a long time, but it's sort of like sucks. You sort of like you wake up again, don't you? It's like a nightmare. It's like wake up from a nightmare and it's game back on, sort of thing. That is visually, stimulatingly. It is weird. It is shocking. If you're playing it in the dark, you've got your headphones on or something, and it all happens at once. It is quite a stunning effect. Is that they really have got that spot on?
Yeah. I do like the game when you're going through it. You find dead bodies of yourself from previous runs or other characters from previous runs. It does quite well with that. The atmosphere is quite good. Go on, sorry.
Another game in September, Dying Light: The Beast, which is I think might have flown under quite a few people's radars. Ooh. But that's obviously a new Dying Light game. But it's meant to be a bit more. I think it was meant to have started off as a bit of a DLC, and then it was one of them that's expanded beyond DLC. So it's probably somewhere in the middle. But yeah, I definitely would like to play that. And obviously you got your Borderlands 4, which is probably one of the big titles. But yeah, definitely would like to be playing a bit of Borderlands 4.
Well, I mean, it's again massive hot topic, Borderlands 4, because the developer being a gigantic plum on social media about all the problems they've had with it, and pretty much, well, if you haven't got a decent PC, don't bother playing it. Don't ask for a refund, which is just like, wow, okay. How to just alienate people who love your game. I mean, don't get me wrong, as you said, it looks fantastic. The videos I've seen of people playing it plays really well. But it's not been without its issues. And I think handling it in that manner is just stupid. I mean, fair enough. I mean, you may have people who have done something stupid. They may not have a PC that's fast enough to run it and they're getting cheesed off. But I've watched videos of people with 5090, £3,000 graphics cards, and it's running like a bag of spanners, like a PowerPoint. So it's not that the problem isn't there. It could have dealt with it so much better. I need to finish 3 because I still haven't finished that one. We were playing it as a co-op campaign with some friends, and I do love it. And the Borderlands games are great, and I love the art style. I love the sort of the world it's set in. It's all very, very cool. I agree.
It makes me want to go back and play a bit more Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which is Borderlands. Do you know the guys that wrote that? So yeah, definitely. I'm probably about 80% of the way through that. Great game. I mean, the Borderlands games, they always look very similar as well, and I do love the art style. Absolutely amazing.
So I was going to say, I love the art style. Is it cel shaded?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I love the first
Yeah.
Borderlands, the pre-sequel Borderlands 2. I love those. I got to Borderlands 3. I fell off it. I hit a section that I couldn't get through. And it was either go back and grind to build up, or I couldn't get up. The humor I thought was a bit, I don't know, wasn't as good as the first ones. But yeah, I do like the gameplay in it, and the graphics are cool. The music for the tunes were really good as well.
Total first world issue, but the only thing I have a problem with Borderlands 3 is I'm left-handed, and I spent good money on nice peripherals for my PC, like a Razer keyboard and stuff. It doesn't allow you to play it as a left-hander properly. So the arrow keys, which I play on, obviously everyone else is WASD if you're right-handed, blah, 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 blah. I have it the other way around and use the arrow keys, shift, insert, all that kind of stuff. You cannot reset those buttons in-game. They are always emotes and doing stupid things and putting bubbles above your head and dancing and stuff, and you cannot change them. So I loaded into the game and tried to play it with my friend, and I was just stood still dancing like a prick on the spot whilst they're getting killed. So to the point where I had to get one of those little miniature USB that are just the number pads only, basically keyboards with the extension around it, put it to the left, put it to the right of my keyboard and use that to play it. So you can use a control pad, but I don't like playing FPS games with a control pad. So it was just really annoying.
It's a PC game that doesn't allow you to respect the keys. That's crazy.
You can respect the keys in the option menu. You go in there and change it, and it changes the keys. It shows you it's changed it, but then doesn't change it in the game code, so it still does the same thing behind it. So you don't move. You stand there just basically dancing to yourself whilst you get run over by some mentalist in a beach buggy, and you're like, oh, great, thanks
Jesus.
for that. So I need to go back to it.
I get annoyed with PlayStation when it doesn't allow you to change the keys. Very few games allow you to change.
Yeah, it looks online. It's just something that was missed, and they never recovered it. They never sorted it out. Which, with that guy's kind of outlook on life at the moment of like, you can sod off, it is what it is, I'm not surprised. But hey, but 4 does look good. Let's not take away from that. As long as they get their bugs fixed out on it and it actually runs properly, it'll be a banging game, I think. What else do we have in September? There was a second Frostpunk game. Whoever's ever played those, which is like the real-time strategy games. I had a go at the first one. I think I own it. But it is an insanely hard, unforgiving game from what I've played of it. Like the whole thing of you running the village and the town wherever you're building up and the politics behind it and stuff like that. You put 1 foot wrong and everything just comes apart like a deck of cards sort of thing, House of Cards style. I used to work with someone who absolutely loved it, but would come in and just shout about how annoying it was at least twice a week whilst playing it. And then would go and put another 20 hours into it because he loved it. But it would just do horrible things and just be super unforgiving. But I don't know, maybe they changed it a little bit. It looks fantastic again. And I think the basis of the game is very, very good and very robust. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. I haven't seen any reviews of it myself, actually, yet. I should probably go and look that up. But
I'm not into that real-time strategy type of games. It's not my type of game.
I'm not into real-time strategy. It's one of them games, I always read about these kinds of games and I think, I'd like to give that one a go. It sounds like a good game, etc. And the sort of premise behind it all sounds really cool. But then when you put it on and I'm just like, I totally suck at this. I'm just useless. Another good game that's come out in September, although I didn't play much of the first one, but it was a very, very big game, was Hades. And we've got Hades 2, which has just come out, which is a roguelike game, but it came out, it's like late September.
I still want the first one to play at that. I know people who have played it and said it is perfect. It's made by the same people as Bastion, isn't it? I think from memory. Yeah. And it's so well put together, but you probably will never, ever escape Hades because it's hardcore, but it is very, very good.
I completed it once. I think you have to complete it 7 or maybe 10 times to get the true ending. I completed it once, and I thought that was enough. It took me long enough to get that far. It was a good game. I liked. They say there's always enough. When you chat to all the characters, there's always something new popping up. It took me so long to get to complete it once. I was hearing loads and loads of repeated text and chatting with the characters, so I ran through most of the chat from characters. But it is a really good game. I haven't seen any reviews for Hades 2. Is that actually out at the moment?
Just checking now.
Yeah, 25th of September it came out.
I'm just on a Metacritic now because I was looking. Frostpunk 2 has got 85% as an overall, and Eurogamer gave it 100%. They said it was like a huge evolution on the first game and does everything right. So that's interesting. Let's look at Hades quickly. Hades 2, 94 overall score.
It's on, is it PC and Switch at the moment, I think. It's not on the consoles, the other consoles. They did definitely not on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Is that last time they launched late on PlayStation as well?
Yeah, it seems odd, doesn't it? It's not even on Xbox according to this. It's just a Switch 2, Switch PC.
PC, Mac and Switch. Yeah, how weird.
Yeah, a bit odd. I guess it must be coming out in a month's time, unless it can't be an exclusive because it's on PC. Maybe it's a console exclusive on Switch 2.
Yeah, it could be.
It would be a great game for a Switch. Obviously, the big game. I thought you might have bought this one, Brian, as your Joker. It's Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah, I want to. I've stopped watching the videos of it.
You've kind of waited it out.
Yeah, I've stopped.
Yeah, you've waited it out.
I am very tempted to go and do it. But I have so many games left on my pile of shame. If I pick up that, I'll not finish. I'm trying to be good. Trying. It is difficult because I stopped watching the videos telling me what the story is about because I knew I'd want the game. When I'm on Reddit, it just keeps popping up. This game, even on my PlayStation 5 and not the Pro, it looks so amazing, so pretty. And I just keep looking at the pictures of the short GIFs of characters walking through the scenery. And it just looks so good. And they've got all these different modes as well. They've got one that has like walking around through the countryside with this chill music playing. I really want it. If I stay away from the videos, I might get through without buying it.
I better not say then. I've just been on Metacritic on that as well, and it's taken me 5 scrolls of my mouse to get off the 100% reviews.
Oh, gee. I was hoping it would be good because I'm really worried that it wouldn't be anywhere near as good or people would turn against it because the character is a woman.
It does look pretty amazing.
We've got, we're October, so 2 months? So all October, November. So 3 months and we're...
Yeah, it's right. You can do it.
If I can hold off, it'll be a day one purchase.
I can't remember if I screen grabbed it or not last night, but there was a post online from Sony that said like we had to try and play Ghost of Yotai in like the best way we could think of doing it with the best atmospherics on it. And there's just one bloke sat on the front row of an IMAX cinema with a PlayStation 5 pad playing it, and you're like, oh my god.
Jesus. If he can push that, that'd be cool.
Kevin Horsley did the Year of Shame last year for his birthday. I think it was his 30th actually, quite a long time back now. He rented out a screen at Cineworld in Didcot where we worked, just away from where we worked, and we went and played Halo and Forza Motorsport 5 on a cinema screen for a couple of hours. That is one of the coolest things I think I've ever done as far as gaming goes.
Did it work properly?
Yeah, it's fine. You just rent the screen, and where it all plugs in at the top where the projectors are, you go, here's my Xbox, and they go in and plug it in upstairs, and all the controls are remote. And then we played Halo multiplayer on a full cinema screen with all the sound, which was unbelievable.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I don't think it was cheap. It was probably a couple of £100 for a few hours or something, but if they do it in a daytime during the week was the intention, I think, where there's not much stuff on. Whether they still do it or not, I don't know. But very cool.
That's definitely on the bucket list. I wanted it.
Like I say, there's quite a lot of big ones coming out in October as well.
Yeah.
Some good looking games.
I think this is probably the most difficult month to look at as someone on Year of Shame. The whole year's been all right and some ups and downs on it, whereas like October is just like the rubber stamp of greatness for the year. So I mean, these are the ones I've noted. So you got Ghost of Yotai, top of the list there. Next one down, Battlefield 6 is coming out. Whether you like Battlefield or not, it looks ridiculous. The game engine is sublime. It looks madness.
Yeah.
I've got a friend I went to college with who works for what's the studio's called now? Is it Splash Damage or is it something else? He's working on it.
Oh, nice.
And he sort of said there's trailers coming to, but he can't tell me anything. But it's kind of like, wow, that it just looking at all the trailers I was talking to him, he's like, yeah, like we put so much work in. It's like it does definitely show that you put so much.
If he gave us a gift of 3 of those, will we be using our Joker?
I don't think I'm that lucky, to be honest with you. But he might be playing it. I don't know. But so there's. And frustratingly, these are great games. Mario Galaxy, if you ever owned a Nintendo Wii, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 were phenomenal for the time. Really, really good games. They've remastered those for the Switch 2, which sadly is another remaster for the Switch 2 situation. But they are great games. But A little bit weird because there was the Mario All-Stars pack, was it, on the Switch originally, which was Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. So it's kind of, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the fella. I got that on release day. I went and picked it up. There's some wrong Midlife gamer. There's a picture of me stood outside game with it before they shut it down. But it's weird that they've just remastered the remaster and then tried to sell it for like 50 quid again. It's a bit of a weird move from Nintendo. But it's great games. If you haven't played them before and you've got a Switch 2, probably worth it because they are awesome. One for you guys, more than me, because it scared the hell out of me on my hour I tried to play it. Little Nightmares 3 is out this month as well.
That looks good.
Yeah. I don't know. 1 and 2 were excellent, so hopefully 3 is as well.
It looks very much of the same, but that's not a bad thing because it's a really good formula. I mean, despite the fact it scares the hell out of me and I can't play it properly, it looks like a really solid little game. And I mean, the people said on the forums as well, on the group, that they love it as well. So I think it's got a big following behind it. Pokemon game kind of says it all, really. That is something which may launch the Switch 2, to be honest with you. The fact you put a Pokemon game on it, it's literally licensed to print money normally on a Nintendo console. So Pokemon Legends Z to A, read here.
Okay.
The graphics look a bit basic, though, to me.
I think the other ones did that. Even the Arceus Legacy ones on, or Arceus, whatever it's called, on the original Switch, the graphics weren't phenomenal on that, but it did a really crap job of handling it, and that's the only bollocking that game got. It was brilliant, it was well put together, but the system couldn't run it. So I'm now wondering if
it's better on Switch 2.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they sort of stepped it back a tad for the Switch 2. I don't know, maybe to make it work better. Maybe that's where you get that graphical downgrade. So that's interesting. I'm not a big Pokemon game person, but I imagine someone will love that. Jurassic World, which is kind of the Jurassic Park builder. So it's almost like theme park, but Jurassic Park. There's a third of those coming out. The other ones are decent. Probably much of the same, I imagine. Ninja Gaiden, the fact there's a new Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, whatever it's called, 4, that looks insane. I mean, even the 360 ones of those games look beautiful. So the fact that that's out, that looks pretty cool. Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, that's finally coming out. That feels like it's been forever.
Looks good.
I was going to say Ninja Gaiden. I went to YouTube just to see a video, and I've got to sign in to prove I'm over 18 to watch a video of Ninja Gaiden.
It is basically 8 to 10 hours of slicing the hell out of stuff. So yeah, but they were phenomenal games, really well put together because it's Team Ninja, isn't it? Who will be making it? Who do make fantastic games. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Is that one that came out on Game Pass or not? I'm not right in saying. There's a weird bit of me that thinks it did, but I can't remember. Out opening Game Pass.
I don't know.
What else we got on there? I'm not sure if anyone else will remember this game, Painkiller, which was a first-person shooter back in probably the same time as the original Max Payne games, that sort of timeline. I think People Can Fly Studios from memory. And it's a first-person. You're basically you're a hitman for heaven against hell. So you're playing against the undead and stuff on it. And at the time, it was awesome. I think it was one of the first big games that used the OpenGL graphics like 3DFX, and it was the nice rounded renders of kings and stuff like that. It was beautiful, and it was a fantastic game. And they completely remade it, and a new one looks awesome. Graphically, at least, anyway. I need to see some more gameplay videos of it. But it looks pretty superb.
It looks very like Doom, watching it. It really looks quite cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a first-person shooter, but there was some really cool weapons on it, and used kind of almost like spiritually driven weapons and things like that, obviously with it being based on heaven and hell a little bit. So that looks pretty cool. There's a new Katamari game, which I'm sure will be huge in Japan. Heard of the Katamari series?
Oh, yeah, the kids love it. I've never gotten to them.
It's literally like a cheese dream of a game, to be honest with you, but it has like one of the funniest intros ever on the first one. I've also got Outer Worlds 2. Never played Outer Worlds, but apparently it's a good game.
Great game.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I finished the first one. I really enjoyed it. Great storyline. One of them games, I think it had a bit of a bad launch from memory, but they fixed it, etc. But they also did a silly thing. They actually relaunched it, say about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Sort of like remastered it to some degree, but then that had a terrible launch as well because they said it. I think it was to do with the graphics and the performance, etc. So, but yeah, definitely a game I'll definitely be playing in the new year is Outer Worlds 2, as subject to it getting good reviews.
Seems fair. What else we got? Arc Raiders. I've seen that and not really looked into it. There's one game on there, but it's some of those ones that keeps appearing in lots of advertising. Arc Raiders. Sort of nosy again. It looks
Third person extraction shooter.
yeah, third person type thing. It kind of gives, yeah, again, it looks kind of weirdly Dead Space, but not sure what to say about it. But I've seen videos of it, and like there's these huge mechs and stuff in it, part of like the enemies and things, and it looks pretty cool. It's beautiful graphics engine. Kind of gives a little bit of a feel of almost like The Last of Us meets Division.
Yeah.
Kind of it with some futuristic stuff put into it. The screenshot I've got up here looks very Division 2, but the buildings are all derelict, and then it has a robot smashing through it. So you're kind of like, well, 3 genres in one. Why not?
Does look quite good. Watching videos on Steam. Really looks quite good.
What's it got reviews wise? Computer Gamer. Oh, okay. I'm honestly shocked, but Arc Raiders is a much more exciting extraction shooter than I thought. After 4 hours of both shooters with that and Marathon, Bungie should be worried that Embark will steal its spotlight. It's made by Embark. That's why I remember it. It's people who made the finals.
Ah, yeah. I mean, that's what they're doing.
So if they can take the main bit of the engine of the finals in Unreal Engine 5 and do something with that, I mean, it's hopefully be pretty decent.
It looks quite good. Coming 30th of October. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's third person / first person. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that one, definitely. For anyone who's played them historically, Dragon Quest, which are the RPG games, there's a remake of 1 and 2 of those, which I think were originally... Well, they were now. What age games are they? PlayStation, maybe?
Don't know much about Dragon Quest at all, to be honest.
Yeah, they were kind of almost like Nintendo DS era games. So they've gone back quite a way. So it's kind of a top-down... Yeah, so it kind of feels a bit like the old Final Fantasy games, a little bit. Or Octopath Traveler that came out when the Switch came out.
Oh, yeah. I see it. Videos.
Feels a little bit like those. One I'm quite excited for, Virtua Fighter 5. They've done a Revo World Stage, which is a complete remaster of the Virtua Fighter 5 games. I used to love Virtua Fighter when it was kind of the Saturn / Dreamcast era of consoles. And they were in the arcade, the AM2 stuff. Really, really decent fighters. And as Sega kind of moved away from their consoles and went into development, they left it alone. I know there is a Virtua Fighter due to come out next year, like a completely redesigned one, which looks phenomenal. But this is a rebuild of 5, which I'm hoping is going to be decent.
I've never done well in fighter games. Not since... The last one I really played a lot of was Barbarian, if you remember that, back on the Amiga or
Oh, yeah.
Amstrad is what we had as well.
Chopping the heads off.
That's it, yeah.
Did you buy it because of the advertisement with the page 3 model on it?
Well, that wasn't because of, but that was one of the perks of the game.
That is the first thing I think of when everyone mentions that game, is that thing when he stood there with his sword and like half-naked woman. It's like...
He's got his big weapon out, hasn't he?
Hey.
Yeah. I tried one of the superhero fighter games recently on PlayStation because he gave it to us free maybe 2 years ago, and I couldn't even get through the tutorial.
Injustice, whatever it was. Yeah. Good games. Very good.
That's it. Yeah. Absolutely beyond me. The type of game I can't do at all.
It's one of those things, I think, fighting games, you've either got to... It's probably one of those hardest games to get into, especially these days, because of the tactics they've kind of injected into it. Tekken specifically. I can play Tekken, I can play it quite well against friends and stuff like that. But you go online and you just get savaged. And that's it, literally 10 seconds. And you basically start a match and you just get bounced along in the air for 30 seconds and then you die. And you're like, oh, great, okay. Never mind, I'll turn it off now and go back to playing it badly myself. That's the ones I had on my list here. There's a Mortal Kombat Legacy collection, which feels like another collection of MK games, but they seem to have done it again, and maybe that's coming out on maybe the newer formats like Switch 2 and stuff. But I have a lot more love for the older Mortal Kombat games than I do probably for the new ones, to be honest with you. I can remember spending far too much money on Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade at my local Laser Quest when I was a kid. When it first came out, and they had the first people I knew had the MK2 machines. But I mean, that's something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 17, 18 games there for a month, and none of them really look negative. I mean, some of the remakes, granted, but it's for a month this year, I think it's probably the most positive ones we've had. There's been a few with decent ones wrapped in amongst it. So last month, September, for instance, with Borderlands 4 and stuff like that, and earlier in the year. I think as a wind up towards Christmas, I think it's done everyone a favour with GTA 6 not coming out either, because everyone's just gone, right, stuff it, just start releasing stuff now and get some money in before next May gets here. But yeah, decent month, I think.
As Paul keeps saying, give it 3 or 4 months. If we pick games up then, they'll have all the bugs ironed out. So yeah, it's all good that they come out now, if we can hold off.
Yeah, exactly. We worry about it when Battlefield 6 doesn't. Yeah, true.
They might even be coming onto your subscriptions for free as well.
That's interesting, actually. If you think about it, you've got EA Play is included with Game Pass. I wonder if they'll do anything stupid with that. I know it's not a direct link, but it is a link.
Outer Worlds 2 should be on Game Pass. So it's one of their games.
That's right, it is, isn't it?
The Outer Wilds is on there, but not the Outer Worlds. Unless I'm being stupid.
I'm sure it's one of their games. I could be wrong. Oh, no, it might be an independent studio. But I'm sure it was originally on, when the first launched Game Pass. I'm pretty certain one of their sort of common, yeah.
Yeah, the Outer Worlds was definitely on there because I remember installing it and never getting a chance to play it. Surprise, surprise.
It's good.
Yeah, I think they've kind of the stuff on there now is good. Actually, looking at it, but that's not on there. They're advertising EA a lot more, which makes me wonder about that whole Battlefield link.
Obsidian made it. So what else do they make?
Yeah. Didn't they do New Vegas?
Yeah,
they did Avowed, didn't they? And Avowed was a Game Pass game.
Yeah, Avowed's on. Yeah, that's a game I'd like to play.
Avowed, Grounded 2, Pillars of Eternity, Dungeon Siege games. You're damn right on Fallout New Vegas though. That was also there. You have to see how that pans out. It might turn up on there, you never know. Well, Game Pass will put that price if it comes out on that.
Hopefully it makes the service value for money. Yeah. Yeah.
So what else have we got left to discuss? What's on your list, Brian?
I've got questions and comments from the community. Blair Ferguson gave us 3 questions. So given we're nearly at the end, are there any games you think you dodged the bullet with all the pre-launch hype and all the excitement, but actually turned out to be a pile of balls?
I've got a gigantic gold-plated chalice I can put on the table on that one, which has got Mind's Eye written on it in big letters if you fancy it, because that looked great and then was utter shite.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Main for me was in Indiana Jones and the Great Big Circle, because I was really hyped for that game. That it came out and seemed to disappear, and not many people were talking about it. I know Veteran Gamer Stuart there was playing it, and he talked about it for a while, but they didn't rave about the game.
There's a DLC this month as well, isn't
there? Yeah.
Isn't there a DLC for it? I can't remember what it's called. It came out either last month or August, something like that, I think. But it's one of those things that came out, they made loads of noise about it, and it should have been a killer franchise, as you say, but it just kind of dropped off a cliff, advertising-wise, really. Bit of a weird one. Yeah. Paul, you're up. You got to tell us how good or bad it is.
Maybe in January I'll have a look at the game trial. I was really interested in that, and then it just sort of fell flat when they came out.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. Yeah.
Paul, have you got any games that you were looking forward to that turned out to be crap?
Yeah, one that was chatted about this year. I didn't play these two originally when they first came out. These both remasters. But System Shock, they remastered that a few years ago. And I bought that and I thought it was really good. Really enjoyed it. And then they says they were going to redo System Shock 2 25th anniversary remaster, which came out, I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but that being considered as not very good. Considering System Shock 1 remaster was meant to have been a good one.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a shame, that one, because I possibly would have bought it, although I probably would have waited for all the reviews, etc. But that might be one that comes to one of the subscription services, but I don't think System Shock 2, I could be wrong, has come to a subscription service yet. But yeah, System Shock 2 25th anniversary remaster is probably one I dodged a bullet on.
It is a shame because the first one, as you say, got like renowned for being brilliant. They've done such a great job of it. There was a few finicky bits on it that some like real hardcore people like, oh, it's not quite right, but they've done a decent job of bringing it back. I have to admit I didn't look too far into it, but I have heard from kind of like a top level that the second one was a disappointment. So yeah, well, to show how bad it is, I'd totally forgotten about it. So maybe that speaks in volumes.
Which is, it's a shame.
Blair's second question of 3. Thank you, Blair. So many questions. Brilliant. In addition, was there anything that would normally have slipped under your radar, but after all the post-release excitement and good reviews, you thought, bollocks, I wish I wasn't on the Year of Shame? The game I didn't know anything about beforehand was Clair Obscur. All I knew it was going to be a turn-based RPG, and I've already mentioned Final Fantasy VII. I don't really like them, but this game seems to be different enough that it's pulled people in, a lot of diverse people in, and I would love to give it a try. So I think that's about the only game, if I wasn't on the Year of Shame, I would have picked up that I didn't know about.
It's one I thought about putting on. I thought about putting it onto the list as well for that under the radar thing. I sort of seen it and thought, oh, that's meant to look all right. And then I watched a stream of my friend playing it and was like, holy crap, that's good. And it had been out when he was literally about to finish the game, so I kind of almost spoilt the end of it for myself and playing part of it. But yeah, it does look phenomenal. It's just like whether I'd be that good to get to where he's got to with it and enjoy it that much. But yeah, it did look decent. Very, very good.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same, really, that Claire Obscure one. Although it is kind of my sort of game. Yeah, it does look good. I've actually witnessed it being played for about an hour or so, the introduction. It didn't leave me, though, with a massive urge to go back and actually sort of think to myself, oh, can't wait to play that one. But I think I will give it a bit more time, definitely, because often a game for me might take 2 to 3 hours, really, for it to even begin to gel. Even a game I've actually bought, I'm often left wondering why I bought it for 2 or 3 hours until it finally takes good grip of me. But yeah, another one I would consider.
And then finally, have you played anything off your pile that you thought was shit? I wish I'd given that more attention when it came out, but it ended up being totally a brilliant game.
I thought I did do my under the radar thing quick. I agree with what you guys said. But also South of Midnight. It was announced on one of Xbox things like the end of last year, and I looked at it and was kind of like, when you're going to talk about Forza, to be honest with you, and sort of just didn't really pay much attention to it. And then it came out and it was like, that looks so good. Like the art style, the platform, the reviews it was getting, how it was all built looked amazing. And that came out in April, and I have sort of seen that turned up on Game Pass and thought, shit, I'd love to play that. That was kind of one of my, it came from nowhere sort of thing. I didn't expect it to be a game that would be sort of like catch my attention, but it's meant to be great. So yeah, a little bit gutted. That's probably the only one I've looked at when you fire out Game Pass and think, it's a shame.
I remember seeing that and I thought that was a game I really wanted to play. And then finding out it's not coming to PlayStation, I was so fucking angry. I was so annoyed. It's the only reason I would go for Game Pass is just for the indies.
Yeah.
Clear Obscure. Day one they had them. That would be the only reason I would go for Game Pass. But yeah, it's just, I haven't got the machine to play anything on Game Pass anyway. But South of Midnight I was looking forward to. And then you find out, you're not going to get to play it.
See if you can stream it.
Yeah.
Using the Game Pass thing. Just get
yeah, that's true.
Do they do that 1 month subscription for £1 over here? I don't know if you do the same thing in Japan for Game Pass. Just do that and then see if you can just stream it for a month and play it.
I don't even know how to set up an Xbox, what you call it, login details.
I want a Game Pass account.
I've no account at all for them, so I'd have to work that out. But you can talk me through.
If you've got any Microsoft account, you can just use any Microsoft account. Like even if you've got an email account with them, I think you can just
Hotmail
use that.
account. Okay. Yeah. Never even thought of that.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That's what mine is. Mine's based off of that. And then you just go into it, and you'll go to the game. You go to the site for Game Pass, and you'll just go, "Yeah, I've been a subscriber before. Do you want a month for £1?" Which comes up every month or two, and just do that. And I'll look into it and see if you can. I'll look on the app and see if it says you can stream South of Midnight. If it does, then you're in business.
That's good.
You just got a month to get through
it. Cool.
That's all right. Right, so next question was which should we have played earlier? I normally say the name wrong, but Gree or Gris or whatever it was, that probably, again, a little indie game, beautiful, absolutely loved it. And it's probably one of the games this year that made me cry at the end of it as well with the ending. I just thought it was such a well put together little game. Absolutely loved it. And I wish it's been sat in my Steam account since probably not far after it came out because someone told me it was decent. And I sat and played it one night until 2 a.m, sat in bed, and it was just like, my God, this has just been sat there, and I've just gone past it for so long. Beautiful game. Brilliant.
No, I totally agree. Game I played last year, I think it was. It is a really, really good game. I loved it. Loved everything about the music, the animation, the graphics. Brilliant game. The story's very cool. A game that I played this year, let me see, where did I put that? I put 2. Firewatch was truly excellent. I knew it was going to be excellent, but for some reason I didn't feel like playing it. I did really had a turn against it. I didn't like the main character. He was an asshole, but I played it through. It's a really good game. The graphics, again, I love it. The music, really cool. I like that style of graphics. A game that I wouldn't have played except for you two guys was Tearaway Unfolded. I did not expect to like the game. You guys all picked it, and I was like, oh no. But I played it, and I thought that was a really good game. The mechanics in it were really good. The story was pretty good, but the graphics, extremely pretty. I like that. I'm really glad I got the chance to play that game. You see,
Yeah, brilliant. I love that. It was great.
Thank you for that. Paul, how about you?
Yeah, I'd agree with probably Tearaway, really. It's another one of them games that there's so many games that you've played for 3 or 4 hours and you just haven't gone back to because another game has been chucked on the pile. And you play that one for 3 or 4 hours and the pile just gets ever and ever deeper. But yeah, so many good games that you can go back to. There's so much meat left on them bones. Even like Doom that I got stuck on, Doom 2016 version. I wish I'd have gone back and played it sooner and got past that part because I really enjoyed the rest of the game and it inspired me to go on to play more of Doom Eternal. So the 2 games on my pile of shame I wish I'd have played more of, and I am going to go back. I think the game I might start playing will be probably Doom Eternal that I'm going to be playing next, and I'm probably going to try to get that finished as well.
That's that. Stuart had mentioned that he's playing through his Steam back catalogue. He's currently playing Brigador Up Armored Edition. Brigador Up Armored Edition. I have no idea. Which is like a weird combination of Syndicate and Mech Warrior. I've never heard of it before. Do you guys know it?
Me neither. And the second he said those 2 games, I got overexcited about it and went to go and look at it and then fell asleep last night.
Because it was so good, or
Brigador. Well, yeah, just like kind of, I know, I just fell asleep. I was like, oh God, I need to look that up, and it sounds great. And then I fell asleep. That's kind of what I do. Brigador game. Oh, geez, it really is. How cool is that? Have you played the Syndicate games like years ago? So it's an isometric thing, and you're little guys in black coats, basically.
No.
You were like almost like secret agents. And you used to be around and complete missions and like assassinate people and stuff like that. It was a great little game. And it seems they've sort of taken that on board as like the isometric view of it, but like tried to update it a little bit. So it looks like an old game still, which is cool.
It actually looks really good. Watch it now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for telling us about that one, sir. Just looking into that.
720 yen. So what's 5 quid?
Oh, it's currently 70% off as well,
Steam.
frustratingly.
Looks quite good. It's quite good.
To your wish.
He also said he didn't think he missed out on anything this year. Not really. The standout game this year for him has been Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I was literally about to say, because of that thing we were saying about South of Midnight a minute ago, you may want to buy yourself a new gaming laptop, mate, because it's on Steam.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's like, look, I've got Windows 10 on this laptop. I don't know, it's supposed to end in the next week or 2, the support. I don't know, my wife and myself both have laptops. Mine one can do, my wife's can't. So I may end up swapping laptops and then going to Linux just so we run something lighter. But I don't know what'll happen. Don't think I'll update to a newer gaming laptop. That's not really on the cards. I'd rather go for a PC rather than do that.
That makes sense.
But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I like the form factor of the laptop, but the fact that you can't upgrade, that really, really frustrates me after being on a PC for so long.
It's easy to update to 11, even if your computer says, no, we can't do it. I can send you a YouTube guide now to do it. It's a 2-minute trick, and download another program. You can actually take out that section where it checks to see if you can update it. And you'll probably find your laptop is potentially more powerful than some of the more lower end Windows 11 laptops that you can buy. You know, like the really, really cheap ones where they've got these like less than a Celeron type processor in there. I can't remember what they call them. You know, and they're only doing it based on the edge of it. They just want you to buy a new computer. So you could do that. I'll send you a link on YouTube. This guy explains it. You just need a USB stick and you be game on. You can have it done in probably a couple of hours and it'll be upgraded to Windows 11.
I can see them at some point doing it, putting down an update to check to make sure, to confirm you have a TPM2 chip, and then borking your Windows 11 because you haven't got it. But yeah, currently I run Windows updates with a week or 2 weeks, whatever the maximum delay. I wonder, can you do that on Windows 11? If you can, that'll be okay, because you can hold off and you wouldn't get caught out.
Yeah, you can. But you can delay updates on there.
Oh, that's cool. And I'll have a look at that. Thank you. If you can send that on, that'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely, with pleasure.
The problem is there was someone decided you got to solder a TPM 2.0 chip onto the boards, wasn't it? And that's the only thing. It's a security level or something stupid.
But yeah. The last question we have then from Stuart Ramage is, what TV series from your childhood do you think deserves a comeback? Paul, do you have one?
Yeah, definitely. One show, I mean, obviously it's kind of replicated many times, and, we're all so in touch with what's coming out next. But a show that I found absolutely outstanding back in the day, obviously born like in the early 70s, was Tomorrow's World.
Oh,
Because your
yes.
general sort of technology at home at the time was just generally sort of like a TV, radio, hi-fi, that kind of thing. There wasn't any computers and video games. Even the TV ones didn't come out probably till like 76 or 75-ish. I don't know exactly when they came out. That the original Pong ones were talking,
Yeah, that's
real
true.
basic ones. So yeah, and I mean that show used to fill you with so much interest for the future, really, keeping you, inspired by what's going to be coming out soon. Obviously, these days, though, we're all. It was an amazing show. I mean, obviously, it's your first seed really into technology, and to make you actually probably want to buy, to have a computer. I mean, obviously, it's kind of like the advent of the microcomputer for the home computer market. It was an amazing show. So it'd be good if they could bring back something like that again, which was, quite inspiring as to what's coming soon.
I missed
really.
that program. I have to watch some of the old ones now. 1994. Are you ready for the internet? I'm still not ready for the internet.
Oh yeah, some of them, they're laughable. They did a lot of them shows about what will it be like in the year 2000, but they're doing it like in like 1985 or something. And some of the things that they actually come up with are not that, they're not miles off. So yeah, they do some really good shouts on there for what will come in the future, and some of the technology and some of the stuff that's just come out. You could see its shortfalls and how it has been developed into something better. So yeah, it is worth looking back at some of them old shows for sure.
Really cool choice. I would love to see that. I think sparking the interest in tech, get kids all interested. That'd be really, really good. I'd love that. Ben, do you want to go next?
Mine was I spoke to you guys about it earlier, but Jace and the Wheeled Warriors, which is a cartoon when I was a kid, which I still stand by as having the best theme tune for a show ever. I'd love them to really try and remake that, not completely ruin it though, just try and keep it like it was. It was awesome. As I tried to explain, it was effectively a group of wizards with cars with guns on fighting an angry pot plant called Sawboss, effectively. But it was an awesome cartoon. I absolutely loved it. I occasionally go and watch like episodes of it on YouTube and things. They're on there. I think it was really weird. It's like a lot of these series, I think, began in France. So you have to go and get them on DVD, but they are in French, some of them. So the same happened with Mysterious Cities of Gold. I'm not sure if they've actually done them properly again now. Yeah, I want to watch the whole seasons, I think, again through, but I'd love them to make a new one. That'd be awesome.
Okay. For anybody watching on the OnlyFans, my camera has stopped.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I thought you'd fallen asleep. Just taking a nap.
I used my phone, an old phone, and I connected. There's an app called Droid Cam, and you just connect it to your phone, and you download an app on your laptop, and you just run that, and you turn your phone into a webcam.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But my phone is, oh my God, it's roasting. It's burned through my battery, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so enough of the behind the scenes. I'll set the phone to restart. TV show that I'd love to see come back. We were talking about this in the pre-show banter. Blake 7. I love that show. As far as I'm concerned, the Liberator is still the best spaceship ever. It was cool. It looked cool. It was amazing. I don't mind if they can bring it back with wobbly walls, everything. It was just a great show. I loved Avon. He was fucking cruel and he was excellent. And Orak, the annoying box with lights. I loved it. And when, spoilers for a TV show that was many generations old, but when Zen died, I was so as a kid, I was so upset watching that happen. So I'd love to see that show come back with Zen.
Was Zen the guy?
Zen was the computer in the Liberator.
Oh, the computer. I remember a guy dying. There were a guy dying in season 1. I think it happened about episode 7 or something. It were like the chubbier guy with the curly hair. I think he was like one of the first main characters to die.
Is that sad that I remember his name? He was Gan.
Well, he's gone now, hasn't he?
He's gone.
He's definitely gone now.
He's gone.
Yeah, gone but not forgotten. Yeah, very good. The other thing I'd love to see come back was a cartoon series Dungeons and Dragons. I loved it. It was really, really cool, really funny. So I'd love to see that come back.
That was decent.
Bring that back.
Watched that in ages.
I mean, for its day, Grange Hill were pretty good as well. I mean, the guy went on to write Brookside and such like, but for kids, that was actually pretty deep sort of show, really. Oh, Grange Hill.
Yeah, that was really good. I used to love that. Love to start the music for it.
Oh yeah, the intro.
The intro was really cool. The comic effect, whatever. I lived on the Central Line. It splits and one half goes off towards Grange Hill and the other half goes out to Loughton. Always want to go out to Grange Hill because I lived on the other side, but no, I used to love seeing that on the tube map of Grange Hill. And Stuart also finishes. Stuart Ramage finishes with "Hanging there all. The end is in sight." So now, please note this is a seamless professional segue, as we casually mentioned in a totally unplanned way, that if you'd like to do this next year, please get in touch with us on Facebook. Join the Midlife Gamer group. Ask the difficult test as one question, I think. Then go and search for the Year of Shame group and join and message us, and we'll see what we can do. So I don't know if anybody else wanted to say anything else about it. It is fun. It's frustrating.
It's worth doing. I think it's great. It's great. I don't know. It's not really frustrating at all, is it? Really, it's just been a good crack, to be honest. So it puts me out of your comfort zone for it. I'm not really big for doing this sort of stuff, but I've massively enjoyed it. I've enjoyed doing it with you guys.
It's a palate cleanser, isn't it? Really, you've now got games to look forward to at a reasonable price too.
Yeah, very true. I know Stuart asked me before, did we know each other before this? We had never talked to each other. As far as I know, we'd never talked to each other on any social media. We've never met. But we just met for the first show, and that was the first time, and it just worked out. But it is really good. You get to meet new people. It is good to meet you too. I've enjoyed this a lot. It's really, really good. So yeah, no, and you have GTA 6 coming, or you think about it, but when you're playing and focusing on all the other games that you have, it tends to get pushed into the background. You won't miss it as much as you think you're going to miss it. So don't worry, it is good.
Definitely, and you've always got an alternative option in your catalogue generally. If there's a new game coming out like Borderlands 4, you've probably got Borderlands 3, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel. You know, you've got all them ones to go back to as well.
Yeah, exactly. I found it really fun. Three of us have been chatting all year long about stuff, about the games we're playing, our own problems. It's been really good. It's been a really enjoyable experience. So thank you guys.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and plus I've learnt a new skill as well, which is editing. I've never actually edited podcasts or anything like that before, or been on a podcast, or setting up, to be on a podcast, get decent audio, etc. So there's a bit of a learning curve as well if you haven't done that kind of thing before. Editing is, how can you say, that's probably the hardest part, is perhaps editing, depending to what level you want to do the editing, because that can go on for, it generally takes me probably a whole day, maybe a little bit more, to kind of nip out all those little bits and pieces. I'm probably one of the worst ones for saying the same thing, or umming and ahhing and all the rest of it. Wow, man. The amount of ums and ahs I take out for myself is unbelievable, really.
I love a good as well, don't worry. It's fine.
I spent ages cutting out all Ben's bad language. It just takes forever.
He swears like a trooper.
I'm abysmal.
Most of the time.
You don't see half of it. I'm swearing like a trooper for like 40 to 50% of the whole thing, just ruining
and he's always breaking wind as well. The amount of times we have to take that out.
Wow.
I thought we weren't going to mention that.
Be happy it's only audio.
His favourite phrase is "shit happens."
Yeah, mid-podcast.
Shit happens in this loud breaking of wind.
It is really good. I've enjoyed this tremendously.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, that's good. So if you have any interest in it, let us know and we'll pass it on.
And it will come do a home inspection.
Yeah.
Do an inaugural set, like a thing you got to like sign yourself in, sign your life away, eat 5 Mars bars in a row. That kind of stuff is fun.
Yeah, you have to give all your login details for all your accounts just so they make sure you're not cheating.
Yeah.
No, they don't. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It is definitely worthwhile. I think, that's it. Have you got anything else you'd like to add to the show?
I don't think so.
We've got the game.
We've got our game for the month.
Are we doing the game for next month?
Oh, yeah. One other thing before we leave that topic. This show, when we release it, is usually about an hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours. An hour and a half to 2 hours. It takes 3 hours to record because we chat so much before. That is basically our own fault. It doesn't take that long to do the show.
Granted, I logged in before you guys because you had audio issues, but I'm on 3 hours 43 minutes at the moment.
So yeah, it is good fun. So, anyway, if you want to go to the squeaky wheel,
I realised I didn't find my laptop up, so you have to make light conversation for a couple of seconds now, and then we'll clear it out from the final edit.
Well, we added some new games,
yeah,
didn't we, last time? So that should be good. Some of the new games we've added. See what's going to come up on there.
Have you got many games left on the list that you wanted to finish?
Well, my list is just ridiculous. Since I've come back off holiday, I keep thinking, I might play that game, and then another game pops to mind, and another game pops to mind. I get into a bit of an anxiety sort of thing, like what they call that, analysis paralysis or whatever kind of thing, where I keep thinking which game to play. I've got too many games to play, so I end up not playing any games because I've worn my brain out thinking about which game I should be playing. So yeah, I was thinking about starting something. Well, it's not new as in I'm buying something new, but I've got games in my pile which I just haven't even played, like some of the Persona games and such like. And you think to yourself, well, wow, if you're going to start that, man, that's 60 or 70 hours. So, but there's a lot to be said for starting a game which has an ending in sight, maybe like a little 8-hour game or something, which often turns into like a 12-hour experience or longer. But yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? So many of them games, they're just so big. I mean, and it's a shame not to play them as well.
That's it, yeah. I really wanted to get into Death Stranding, but I'm really worried that it's going to take forever to get through.
That is a big, yeah.
It is big, yeah?
It's humongous.
Yeah. So I've been looking at the shorter games.
Right, the wheel is alive. What we got left on there? So we got left on the wheel. We have Sackboy's Big Adventure, Overcooked. No, Overcooked. That's a better version.
Overcooked is Microsoft.
Trek to Yomi.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, don't start me again. Minecraft Dungeons or Detroit Becoming Human.
Oh,
which I'm scared about playing. So I will now start to spin, or hit a wrong button and make my screen fall over is what I'll do first off. Click to spin. Here we go. That is Minecraft Dungeons, isn't it? Or not? Or it's on the edge of it. No, Trek to Yomi.
Trek to Yomi.
Trek to Yomi. I'm trying to think what is. I'm going to have to Google it. I do know what it is, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Well, it's kind of in tune. It's a Japanesey one, so it's kind of in tune with what you call it, isn't it? I know it's not the same game, but Ghost of Yotai were kind of themed in that respect.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh, nice. Perfect. It looks visually cool, doesn't it?
4 to 6 hours to complete on a normal playthrough as well, apparently. So nice and easy. Even I could be able to achieve that.
It does, doesn't it? I'm just looking at it now.
Those are very nice.
I do own it, don't I? That's
awesome.
I never picked that game out to play. Yeah, but that looks really cool. Yeah.
This is PlayStation Plus free 1 month, wasn't it, from memory? That was sort of just passed me by. Cool. I had one thing I forgot about earlier on that we didn't really do a have you crumbled in any format and bought anything, which earlier on.
Oh yes, I can say it. Hand on heart, I didn't crumble. I didn't buy anything. Paul, how about you?
Well, no. Well, I'm not allowed to. I don't have a choice, do I? Really? I mean, I have the easy life really because I can play PlayStation Premium. Some of the demos and such like. I'm going to give Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 a little go just for the tech ability, just to see how it looks on the PlayStation.
Well, in the interest of being the odd one out, I haven't bought any games at all. I've been very, very good on that, and my intention is not to. But it was my birthday back in July, and I pretty much didn't get a lot apart from money, which sat there, which I shoved in the corner. So a gift, if you will. I managed to, in a clearance section of a site, get a new graphics card for my computer, which I have purchased. should have been just under £700 new, and I paid £400 for it. So it's some insane amount cheaper than it should be. And I did pick it up. I used my birthday money for it, and I sold my old graphics card. So I don't know where I stand there. Is that a gift? Is it a joker? Have I lost both? It's not really affected me buying any games, and I have no intention on doing so. But with that amount of money I could save on it, I went ahead and did it. So I don't know where that leaves me. If you want to put a warning siren in at the start of this or anything, or like you dickhead or something, feel free. But I have bought something. I do. I know. I feel guilty, but I don't. I mean, it's kind of the amount. I'd never be able to afford one otherwise, I suppose, really. And it was kind of a one-off at that time, and I had the money as a gift, so I thought it was. I did it. There we go. Guilty as charged.
I think it's like buying a new controller. Really, it's you haven't bought another game. You haven't added any games to your pack. In fact, it's more of an incentive to play your PC.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff runs a lot nicer, as you can imagine. But at the same time, I do feel guilty with it. I have a spectacularly large conscience, but it was kind of like, oh God, I can't really not afford to do it, I suppose, really. So I don't want to think that I've broken the rules. I mean, I'm open to comments from anyone, us or listening, to be honest with you. On where I stand with it. I have no intention on buying anything else at all this year, and it's sat there quite happily in the computer now, and I'm playing the stuff I was playing before. But it was a purchase I did make this year. So there we have it. Guilty as charged.
We'll let you make a poll.
Yeah, I'll poll up and sort of say like, yeah.
Let's see how it goes. We'll see what the community thinks. That'll be good. Next month's game is Trek to Yomi, which is slowly downloading now to my PlayStation. Very good. We got anything else to do?
I think that's it.
No, that's as far as I know, that's it. Okay, I will insert the previously recorded socials here. Okay, socials. Email yearofshame@gmail.com. Twitter, if you're still there, @yearofshame. Blue Sky, @yearofshame.bsky.social. Just search Year of Shame as one word. Twitch, Year of Shame. Facebook, Year of Shame as a group. And we're on YouTube @MLGYOS because somebody got tired of typing Year of Shame. Okay, talk to you later. And there we go. I guess all that's left is to say thank you. Thank you to anybody who's listened this far. And thank you, Ben. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, thank you.
See you next time. Good luck.
Indeed. Thank you very much, gents. Pleasure as always, as we can prove by spending nearly 4 hours on here, but it's always great fun. Another great thing about doing this, to be honest with you. So, yeah, great to talk to you both.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
See you later.